Oh. Yeah. Sha. Ra. Ra. Yo. Yeah. Sha. Ra. Oh yeah. Look at that screen go. It's an amazing Fat 32 scenario. File system. File system. File system. Don't forget the RAM pack. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stock hammer. And there it is. The stock hammer's curse. It all comes down to this. Another delve back into the Windows 98 pantheon of promotional videos and things like that went on around the time of the launch of Windows 98. This is only a miniature little delve. We're not going to go into a full 3-hour threshold like the last day. This is going to be 1 hour of looking back at an absolute star of the show, which came out of nowhere during the last viewing, which was Stuart Sheffey and the Computer Chronicles. And here it is, the man himself. Let's have a look. PC gaming, new games. I'm not sure which one to choose here. It looks, they're all going to be juicy. I just want to watch an episode of it because I feel as though there's a lot to be gained from watching Stuart Sheffey's presentational style. It's very malty. Can't hear you, Francis. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. I think you're lying. Thank you very much for the tip there, Blue Sky. If you're getting on well. Blue Sky. Loud and clear. Yeah, I knew I was loud and clear. I knew all along. It's very malty. Is just, I don't know, telling fibs, telling lies. Who knows? Who knows? And who cares? Listen to that. Pardon me. We go into YouTube here and see Stuart Sheffey. There's the man himself, look. Go back to the beginning. I just wanted the thumbnail. I didn't want to see Sheffey. I didn't want to see the intro. I just want to see Sheffey's face before we get going. There we go. Quality. Fat 32. Bah! And that's enough of that. That's twice now. We don't need to hear it a third time. Or maybe we will. I know. We will actually. We'll just have it on low. Now, Stuart Sheffey, he is a jewel in the crown which we came across during the last Windows 98 stream. It was a real yummy stream, and there was a lot to delve into. There's a lot to unpack from the box of tricks that was delivered to us, like a little present box by Santa Claus on the 25th of December, 25th deck. And out of that came Kiki Stockhammer. Out of that came Stuart Sheffey, this guy here, an unbelievable presenter who cuts everyone off when he's talking. When he's presenting the show, he cuts everyone off. He rushes them, he hustles them, he harries them. He's great at what he does. And I just wanted to watch it again to see a new episode, that is, to see what kind of tips I could learn from becoming a fast-paced, fast-talking presenter like himself. It's going to be quality. You know it's going to be quality. I was wanting to do a Windows 98 stream where I just play Windows 98 software. I'm not going to do that because it's 20 past 11. And one of these Computer Chronicles episodes lasts 25 minutes, 20 minutes, so with the pauses, with the stops and the rewinds and us looking into it and things like that, it's probably going to be an hour. I just wanted to get on now because everyone's probably going to be going to bed soon anyway, so there's no point in doing that, a full Windows 98 stream. What we will do, what I can do, what I will deliver to you is a Stuart Sheffey special where we watch one of the classic Computer Chronicles episodes. And I'm feeling the vibe of a 1998, maybe a 1999 episode where he looks at games, video games, or PC video games as well. Beardsman MEP, thank you very much for the tip. Very kind of you. And Blue Sky as well. I hope you're doing well. And Silver Pixie 5, thank you very much. Can we get some reptilian dance moves? I reckon I'm going to save those and bush them out when appropriate, Silver Pixie. But thank you very much for the tip. Yeah, been dying to see you in action. Don't worry, that's all to come. It's all to play for right here on Francis Higgins' YouTube channel stream. The only place where you can find an old man playing a flight simulator from day to day at random hours, and also me talking shite all the time over videos and other stuff like that as well. It's an amazing concept. It's incredible that it's taken to 2020 for this to become an actual thing, but it is a thing. It is a thing. It's not that great. I mean, we did think there were going to be flying cars here now, tinfoil suits, food and pills. None of that has happened, but we do have this, and that's all that matters at the moment. Silver Pixie, thank you very much, and Steph, thank you very much. Let's have a little look now at what we've got going on here with the Computer Chronicles. This isn't the one I want to watch here. There's a video games one. I did want to do the Windows 98, but it's just too late for it. It's not PC gaming. Video games, no. Computer games, 1984, no. There was another one that was games. Fuck. Bear with me here. There was the PS2 and the Dreamcast and everything. Maybe it's PC gaming. Let me have a quick look here. Here, look at the state of this. Graphics card. No, this is good. This is good. This will do. I think this will do. Hold on. Let me just wait and see. Yeah, some of this will do. There's some great characters on it. Has anyone got the link to the one where he's looking at the PS2 and the Dreamcast? If anyone's got that, you need to send that on to us, because that was the only reason I was gonna watch this one. New PCs? No. New Amigas? No. Fucking hell. Turn that music up. Steph, thank you very much. What PNSF, thank you very much. I can't read. It's a load of letters, but thanks for the tip. Chronicles 99, 98, Dreamcast. Computer consoles, Computer Chronicles consoles. I was fucking watching it there yesterday. I seen a glimpse of it. I wanted to watch it again. Online gaming, is it? Computer games 1999. 1999. I'm getting excited because it's fucking brilliant. Yes. No. 3D graphics, no? No. It's not the Dreamcast discussion. It's not Dreamcast discussion. Jack Welsh, thank you very much. Jelly Pelt, thank you very much. And Bertie Ahern, I hope you're doing well. The Millennium Bug, that'd be a good one. Windows 98, no. Greatest computer games, not that one. The Computer Chronicles, Computer Games 1999. You're saying that, and I've typed it in, I can't find it. Computer Chronicles, Computer Games 1999. Fucking hell, thank you. Quib, thank you very much. Anaconda G, I hope you're doing well. Here we go. This is it. Sit back, relax, pour yourself a drink, whatever you want, whether it's alcohol in it, it doesn't matter. Just enjoy what we're about to see. I only skimmed through. I wanted to save the whole fucking thing because I just skipped through it the other day, and I thought this is a great nightcap. And Stuart Chaffee, unbelievable presence as a presenter. He's still alive. He's still out there somewhere. I want to give thanks and praise to him like he is the Lord our God. And I want you to understand that this tonight will be the greatest bit of computer-related repertoire you're ever about to see. 1999, 10th of December, 1999, 26 minutes, Computer Chronicles, Computer Games. Let's go. Expectations are high. Lovely. Beautiful. Lovely. Sorry.
This week on the Computer Chronicles, the next generation of computer games. We'll play with Sega's brand new Dreamcast game console.
Is that loud enough for you?
It may be more powerful than your desktop PC. And a sneak preview of the PlayStation 2 due out next year. Every year, there's one really hot game that all gamers talk about. And this year, it's Baldur's Gate. We'll show you why all the buzz.
Baldur's Gate.
A preview of the new Nintendo 64 version of Rainbow Six. And a totally new way to interface with a game using your head. We'll show you the new Reality Fusion Game Cam.
Look at that.
Also, my pick of the week, the absolute coolest new
Did you see that?
handheld gaming device. It's the Neo Geo Pocket Color from SNK. It's all coming up next on the Computer Chronicles.
Sorry, just want to leave Stu there. Did you see what we've got coming up? We've Baldur's Gate, a crap game for the PC. It was rubbish. And we've also got some man doing something with he's got a camera set up to his computer. He's playing basketball like that, and it's absolute cack. Even the Xbox 360's Natal, or the camera that they brought out there 10 years ago, still didn't even do it for us. And that came 10 or 15 years after this. So let's see this. It's some amazing stuff.
The Computer Chronicles is brought to you by BigStar.com, with thousands of videos and DVDs for the whole family.
Ivan, thank you very much, Ivan. I hope you're getting on well.
Additional support by TechWeb for up-to-the-minute technology news. And by TVA, Television Associates, bridging the worlds of computers and video with DVD authoring and MPEG encoding services.
Hi, and welcome to the Computer Chronicles. I'm Stuart Chaffee.
Before we go on, is that loud enough there? You just heard Stuart Chaffee introduce himself. Is it loud enough? I want this to be good. I want this to be good. Perfect. Brilliant. Okay. Great stuff. Loving it.
How much computing power do you really need to run a spreadsheet or a word processor or a database, even one from Microsoft? Not that much, frankly. But what if you had a piece of software that required real-time graphics, video, stereo sound, multi-level views, and the most complex simulation algorithms? It would be called a computer game or a video game, and it would demand every bit of hardware juice that you can come up with. Computer games are not only fun, but they, perhaps more than any other application, push the edge of computing power. The irony is that some of the most powerful game platforms are not personal computers, but dedicated game consoles. And the hottest one on the market right now is the brand new Dreamcast from Sega. Here to show it to us is Christian Svensson, editor-in-chief of MCV, the leading trade publication for game retailers.
We have the Dreamcast. This was the machine, the dream machine that came out after the Sony PlayStation. It had Shenmue on it. If you're a fan of the stream, you've seen us play Shenmue. This was the original beast that housed that game. Ohin, thank you very much for the tip. Jimmy Jesus, thank you very much for the tip. Ivan the Great, way overdone. Enda Kenny Roll Shit Joints. Teresa Carmody, Tom Dees, Ivan and Bertie here. I'm sorry about the lack of emphasis and time spent on the thank yous for those donations, but we really do have to crack on with this. People want to go to bed, which is why I'm talking at 1,000,000 miles per hour as well. Stuart Chaffee, an amazing man, a lovely thatch. It's all going on. He's about to get to grips with computer games. He's more of an IT kind of computer man. He wouldn't be a gamer. So what we're going to get to see here is him coming to terms with the reality of the new wave of consoles of the age, the graphics, the games themselves, and gamers. You're going to get to see Stuart Chaffee talk to gamers. It's promising, to say the least.
The box, first of all, and get a kind of guided tour, because it looks a little bit different than any of the other consoles. First of all, it's nice and small and tiny, right?
It is much smaller than most of the consoles that are out there. Much like the PlayStation, it's actually CD-based.
Yes, so you can just pop it open.
Just pop it open. Unlike the PlayStation, it actually has a much faster drive. It's a 12x CD-ROM drive.
12x.
Right, so you got a bunch of ports. These are for controllers?
4 controllers. Actually, also keyboards and mice plug in as well.
Okay. And let's take a look at the back, because this is kind of interesting. Modem line, right?
There's a 56K modem included.
Yeah, that modem line.
And so this is a web terminal also?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a web browser, a little form of
optional
Explorer.
Keyboard too, right?
Optional keyboard.
And usual power and
communications
video
port
and all that stuff.
And video out.
All right, now let's take a look at the controller, because that's kind of interesting there. Go through that one.
So what we've got here on the controller is a fairly standard analog pad, which sort of swivels around, a D-pad, fairly standard action buttons, and then on the backhand side, we've got triggers and 2 ports for memory cards and
we got
let's ask you
triggers.
about this. Turn this over again. What is this little LCD screen and this guy in there?
This is the visual memory unit. It's both a
I got one.
Check out the VMU there on the Dreamcast. What you could do is slide that. Instead of just having a bog standard memory stick, they had to have some fancy Dan lolly stick. Some random shite that you'd see added to stuff that it's not even necessary. So they gave you this lolly stick, which was a memory card that had an LCD display on it. So you could see what the games were displayed on the LCD and also play shit mini games as well. Rubbish mini games. Why would you want to play that? You've got yourself a Dreamcast. You're going to play the Dreamcast. You're not going to bother with that.
Over here, actually, let's give them a close-up of that so our folks can see what this is. It's just looks like a miniature Game Boy or something.
It sort of is. It's both a little mini game system and a memory card all in one.
So you can store your games on it and then pull it out and actually play something on this.
There are little takeaway games that come with a lot of the games.
Takeaway games,
and then
guys.
they slide right into the controller.
Slide right in.
Now, when I take
Slides right in. Takeaway games.
this cap off, I see a little port here. Now, what do I do with this?
Well, you can either slide it into a controller, or you can pull out the existing
And these things will mate.
They'll mate. And
They will mate. Sandra Joyce, thank you very much. And Baldur's Gate was serious. Thank you very much.
you can share data, play against a friend.
Oh, cool. Just go head to head.
Right.
All right, let's get to play the game. There's two things I want you to show us that really demonstrate this very nicely. And you've got up here a game called Trick Style, which really
Trick Style. This sounds like Cool Borders or
shows
one
the
of
graphics
those.
that really blow you away with the Dreamcast. Huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
Is that the wrong one we stuck in there? Proves it works, right?
Get the wrong one there. What happened there? Look at this.
Things I want you to show us that really demonstrate this very nicely. And you've got up here a game called Trick Style, which really shows the graphics.
And the thing about Stuart is, true professional, he does not care about trick style. He doesn't care. Would never be arsed playing a computer game in his life. He's a serious man. This is the realm of geeks and, just uncool people. But he's having to feign interest, and he does such a great job of it.
Very nicely. And you've got up here a game called Trick Style.
Trick style, he says. Is he really that arsed about it? I don't think he is.
Which really shows the graphics that really blow you away with the Dreamcast. Huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
Is that the wrong one we stuck in there? Proves it works, right?
Yeah, it definitely does. There we go.
Okay, and I'm sorry to keep pausing it, but that's the way it's going to be for the next hour. Look at how on edge he is. He's always on edge. He's dying to make the guest say stuff and get it all wrapped up quick. He has no time, to Stuart, to arse around or wait. He's always hustling. He's always harrying. It's great crack.
So just play.
This is just it's a racing game from Acclaim called Trick Style, as you said. And as you can see, the graphics here are a little
This is
better than what
nice.
you're typically
This is
used to.
nice.
Look at the state of that.
So you're sort of a skateboarder trying to do a race. Huh?
Yeah, trying to do a race and
You're a skateboarder trying to do a race, he said. And look at the graphics there. What kind of mind has thought of this
as you
here?
can see,
What was wrong with a ski slope? The ski slope just was too real. So what they've done is they've put Big Ben in there and a few kind of fucking, I don't know, like Singapore towers, and then you've got all this kind of shit going on here as well. It's a weird thing. It's not even snowboarding. It's
graphics here are a little
This is
better than what
nice.
you're typically
This
used
is
to.
nice.
Nice. So you're sort of a skateboarder trying to do a race. Huh?
Yeah, trying to do a race and got to get through these futuristic courses. And there's a lot of things you can do, and oops, you don't do it that way.
Yeah. Now compare the quality of these graphics.
And you could hear there when he crashed, Stuart goes, oops, sorry, I didn't want to do it that way. And Stuart goes, yeah. Because he could see that it was a fail, and that's making the show look
A lot of
bad.
things you can do, and oops, you don't do it that way.
Yeah. Now compare the
It was
quality
like he was going to say, yeah, we don't need to see that.
these graphics, the speed, the smoothness of the motion to the predecessor.
Well, compared to the PlayStation, the smoothness of the graphics is just much better. The hardware's just much more capable.
Yeah, it's really nice.
There's a lot of hardware effects. We won't get into the technical jargon,
Yeah.
but the end result is lighting is better, textures are better.
Yeah.
You know, the games are
All
faster.
right, real quick, to really show this off, the best thing I've seen is NFL 2K. Let me ask you to swap
Crash there, you
discs.
see me try. Oh, look at him trying to go for the ramp. He's fucked up the game, and also you can hear Stuart getting kind of just going, yeah.
You know, the games are
All right,
faster.
real quick, to really show.
Lighting is better, textures are better.
Yeah.
You know, the games are
Yeah. Real quick, can you just tell us something here and watch how he fails? He misses the ramp completely.
All
here,
right,
look.
real quick, to really show this off, the best
And
thing
then
I've
look,
seen is NFL
tries to keep going back on the ramp, and he hits off the side.
2K. Let me ask you to swap
that.
discs
Sure.
here.
Terrible.
So we can
He has to put it down now. That's the end of the game. He's not allowed to play anymore. The last bit of the game that he was demonstrating was him being shit at the game. And look, you can tell by his demeanor there. It's like, fuck. Now he has to swing back in and talk to Stuart Sheffey. What's going on here? He's got a clipboard and a rake question. Stuart is dodgy. Thank you very much. He's not really. Sound NTFS greater than FAT32. Thank you very much.
show the folks what that looks like, because the motion on there is dynamite. While you're doing that, why don't we talk about some of the specs in the box, the CPU, the memory, etc.
The CPU is a Hitachi SH4 RISC processor running at 200 megahertz.
All right.
The machine has 26 megs of RAM divided amongst its main RAM, video RAM, and audio RAM.
Okay.
The
And
audio hardware comes from Yamaha. It's a 64-channel sound chip. It's their latest chip. And the
OS?
Microsoft Windows
Wow.
CE.
All right, pretty powerful box, and it's really well demonstrated by NFL 2K. The graphics are dynamite, so just play some football for us
Sure.
and tell us what you're doing.
Let's see. First,
Madden.
call our defensive plays. 'cause
Okay.
they're on
Right,
defense.
First and 5.
Even the guys jogging to the line, I mean, looks so cool.
Here's the snap. Stopped stumbling. Big hit after picking up a couple. Tackled by Russell.
Look at the move. Look at the muscles on the guy's arms as he walks.
Yep,
Huh?
and the lighting.
Look at the muscles on the guy's arms as he walks. And because that comment came after 20 seconds of just computer graphics, which is not enough. There was silence there, it's dead air. Even though there's computer game action going on, there needs to be some kind of chat. So
Even the guys
look at the
jogging to the
muscles.
line. I mean, looks so cool.
Here's the snap. Stopped stumbling. Big hit after picking up a couple. Tackled by Russell.
Look at the move. Look at the muscles on the
yard
guy's
on the play.
arms as he walks.
Yep,
Huh?
and the lighting.
Quality.
Showing off that. What's sort of nice is you can see the replay. You know, I can come in here from any
Oh, you can
angle.
change your angle. Look at
I
it.
can call the
And
play.
this is so much better than anything I've seen before in football.
You know, I can pull it back, send it forward. And call it from any angle.
NFL 2K. And there's an NBA game coming out, lots of other things. that
NBA
really use the
2K
same
is coming,
stuff.
NHL 2K is
Got it.
coming.
Christian, thanks a lot.
Thank
It's
you.
Great.
So I don't know about you there, but I don't know what went on there, and I don't even know about NFL football or anything like that. It's just all fucking yardage and Super Bowl stuff, and it's you know, look, it's got popular now in the last few years, but it's fucking stop-starty kind of crack. Like, you know, I've stayed up to watch Super Bowls before, and still I'm not arsed about it. It's boring enough. But what we were treated to there was like 45 seconds of them just watching this, and it looked cack.
The
Oh, you can
angle.
change your angle. Look at
I
it.
can call the
And
play.
this is so much better than anything I've seen before.
So much, and Stuart Cheffet's lying, just saying, so much better than anything I've ever seen. That's a lie.
Yeah.
Showing off that. What's sort of nice
And
play.
this is so much better than anything I've seen before in football.
You know, I can pull it back, send it forward. And call it from any angle.
NFL 2K. And there's an NBA game coming out, lots of other things. that really
NBA
use the
2K
same
is coming,
stuff.
NHL 2K is
Got it.
coming.
Christian, thanks a lot.
Thank
It's
you.
Great. All right, well, every year has its hot new computer game, the must-have title for your PC. And this year's runaway hit is Baldur's Gate from Interplay. It's a Dungeons & Dragons type game that has gotten just about everybody's vote for best
A
role-playing.
nice bit of Pennery there. I don't know if you've noticed the Pennery. He's a great presenter. He's got the style, the swag, the moves, the links.
Hot new computer
And
game.
check
the
out the way
must-have
he's
title
holding
for
this
your
penny. He
PC.
goes like that. He goes from the thumb to palm press. And then check what he does out with the index finger here. It's a real cheeky little maneuver.
And this year's runaway
Touches it with the bottom three.
hit is Baldur's Gate from Interplay.
Check
It's a
out this little
Dungeons &
maneuver.
Dragons
Now, look at that. That's a real sensual pen hoist. And look at the size of Baldur's Gate. He's really doing his best to big up Baldur's Gate here. Someone in the chat got annoyed there that I said Baldur's Gate was cack. I'm just not arsed about that point and click stuff. I tried it. It was the kind of game that they'd have at the PC in school. Because it wasn't, it wasn't Resident Evil. It didn't contain graphic scenes of gore and violence. And if it did, it was hidden behind layers and layers of tedious dungeon crawling, clicking, pointing, and ranking up. Sean Quinn, thank you very much for the tip. You say your man looks like Kevin Spacey. I don't know who you're talking about. If it's Stuart, then maybe he does. Maybe he does. Thank you very much for the tip.
type game that has gotten just about everybody's
And look at the pen.
vote for best role-playing game of the year. And luckily, we've got Chris Parker here from Interplay to show it to us. Just give us the basic story of Baldur's Gate first before we look at it.
Baldur's Gate is a role-playing game. It's set in the advanced Dungeons & Dragons world of the Forgotten Realms.
Okay.
And so what we did is we took a big chunk of that world and then created a story within it. It was a fairly unused portion of the world. And you start out as an orphan by yourself.
So already we know this is going to be too much for Stuart Chaffee to handle. Baldur's Gate, a game which would need a lot of explanation from someone to be able to convince you why it was entertaining anyway in the first place. I know immediately that he's not going to do well, this guy. Stuart's going to be hustling and harrying him. How long until that actually happens? It's anyone's guess. Let's have a look. I give it 30 seconds. And I'm going to start the clock now in my mind.
near the city of Baldur's Gate. And as you progress through the story, you meet all these other individuals that can actually join your party, and eventually you can have this party of different individual personalities, as many as 6 of them.
Why is the game so hot? Why is this so much better than what's come before?
That wasn't a hustle.
People compare it to Diablo, for example. What makes this a better engine?
I'll stop the clock until your man's talking. I'm at 15 seconds. I don't think your man can talk for 15 seconds without getting hustled out of it here.
Well, Diablo's a great game, but Diablo's very much it's a hack and slash game. There wasn't a lot of story behind it. You had your character and you went.
You heard a bit of a right, but that's normal. That's normal. 20 seconds.
Through these 15 levels of dungeon killing stuff.
Okay.
In Baldur's Gate, you get to do that same sort of thing. You're always getting this character advancement, but you also have this background story where you're trying to find out what's going on with the world. And at the same time, you have other members in your party, so you have a lot of interaction with the world.
All right, let's get to the game and show us a little bit of
33
playing
wasn't a
Baldur's
hustle.
Gate.
It's going to happen, though. I know it's going to
Right now,
happen.
I'm in a town called Olgoth's Beard. And so as you can see, this is a relatively peaceful little shore town, so I'm just going to run around real quick. And as you can see, all the graphics, we're able to put a lot of detail in. We use fully pre-rendered background graphics and then render them in at least 16 bits per screen. And then, as you can see here, characters within the world actually interact with the party.
So this is why I couldn't be arsed with it as well. Look, it's just you're this character here. That's the screen. You've all these options here. People who liked Final Fantasy and all that kind of stuff will love all this kind of crack. Your mouse pointer there is a gauntlet, and you choose between a series of pre-selected answers, which will then alter the course of the game, I believe. But I mean, this to me was watching paint dry, because I come from just consoles, growing up with platformer games. This RPG stuff, still to this day, my suspension of disbelief was absolutely crushed by the fast pipeline of platform games and just entertainment that you could get very quickly like that, you know, instant reward. None of this turn-based bullshit.
So here I've got
It's like playing cards. Go play cards.
who is talking to me. So as I talk to him, he's going to possibly give me a quest, and he goes ahead and has sent me
Where
up
are we now?
He, that actual quest
So where are we now? And there's a little bear coming on the screen as well.
sent me up to a dungeon. where
Does Stuart Sheffey really believe where? Does he want to know where are we now?
he wants me to go retrieve an item for him.
Okay, you gotta deal with this bear guy. Huh?
Well, I'm gonna leave
you got this little bear guy here.
the bear behind.
Okay.
But if I go in, possibly give me a quest, and he goes ahead and has sent me
Where
up.
are we now?
He, that actual quest sent me up to a dungeon where he wants me to go retrieve an item for him.
Okay, you gotta deal with this bear guy. Huh?
Well, I'm gonna leave the bear behind.
Okay.
And what's the deal with this little bear guy here? What's going on here?
But if I go in here, you can see
So here's a little action.
this is a typical dungeon area. Now, one of the things about Baldur's that people really like is that the Dungeons & Dragons system is actually a turn-based system. When you play it in pen and paper, and it's very slow and combats take
Right.
a long time. We made it all real time. We went and made every round 6 seconds, and at the same time, you can pause it anytime you want to change stuff. So if I want this fighter to change to his sword, I can just click it, and as you can see in the game world, he switched
Right.
to his sword, and now he's ready to go to attack
All right, so
with
show
his
some
sword.
action here. How would you actually do
So
it?
yeah, there was a hustle there. Did you hear the hustle? Your man was talking for too long. There was nothing going on the screen. So just show us the action, will you? Fucking hurry up. We're watching. This is Computer Chronicles you're on, man.
Just change to his sword, I can just click it, and as you can see in the game world, he switched
Right.
to his sword, and now he's ready to go to attack
All right, so
with
show
his
some
sword.
action here. How would you actually do a little fight here?
Now, let me run
Do a little play here.
forward in here.
Okay.
Here's another wolf.
Right.
Let me try and get into a bigger fight with more guys.
Okay. So just tell us what you're doing. as you
There was too much dead air there. Your man's playing. It's boring as fuck. Just come on. Tell us tell us what you're doing, please.
Fight with more guys.
go. Okay. So just tell us what you're doing as you do it.
I'm going ahead and I'm just gonna.
That's the game. The game wasn't good enough visually, or it doesn't communicate what the fuck's going on. You just see a load of lads on a screen, and you're pointing and clicking around the gaff like it's. That's why it didn't win.
And I'm gonna stroll through here and find some bad guys. Now,
You were probably a posh kid or something, were you? If you had this, because you probably, you had a PC for starters. So
click. We tried to make the interface as simple as possible.
your suspension of disbelief was greater than that of most common kids because you probably had books. You probably read books and stuff.
And so everything you can do is pretty much one click away. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to fight this wizard right now. Now, like I said, you can go ahead and then just pick, as you pause the game, actions for everybody in the party. So I'm going to have everybody do something different here.
So you give each of the characters a different capability?
Exactly. This person's going to use a wand right here. I'm going to have this person here go ahead and cast a spell. I'm going to summon up some skeletons to fight for me.
And again, real quick, point, click, give it to him.
Point, click, give it to them, then I hit the space bar, and everybody goes and does what they're supposed to do. And so then I have these
You got your
massive
6-second war.
battles.
Yeah.
Exactly. So.
Now you can play
would be-
this online with other people, right?
Absolutely. What you can do is, as I noted, you have 6 players in your party when you're playing Baldur's Gate. What you can do is if you join a multiplayer game, then you make 1 character, or 2 characters, or 3 characters. You join up with somebody else who has a number of characters as well. And then you fill up the party of 6 that you could have in the single-player game. So you can have any numbers up to 6 actually play with in a game, and then they proceed throughout the story, just like you would if you were playing the single-player game.
All right, Chris, you've already got a sequel to the original Baldur's Gate, don't you?
Yeah, well, it's not really a sequel so much as an expansion story. What we
Okay.
have is Tales of the Sword
Okay.
Coast, which we released earlier this year, and it actually plugs
Baldur's Gate Tales of the Sword Coast. Tales of the Sword Coast. That was the expansion or the sequel you could get for it there. The size of the fucking box. By Interplay. I remember seeing that name on a load of games. And this was... Yeah, it was shaped like an old... Look at that. Shaped like an old... Or designed like an old fucking leather-bound manuscript that you'd find, you know, in a cave or something. I suppose all this shit was a precursor to the World of Warcraft, which I never bothered playing.
straight into the Baldur's Gate game world just to make it bigger,
Got it.
give you more stuff to do in the game.
All right, now you've developed this great game engine for Baldur's Gate. You're going to take that engine and apply it to other games, other play environments?
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's a great engine. I love what you did with Baldur's Gate. Now, what about that engine? You're gonna take that and apply that to something else? What next? Dara, Jordan, Sam, thank you very much, and Farfurda, thank you very much. Farfurda says, guys who hold pens like that are in the know, completely in the zone. Laser focus.
The developer who actually created Baldur's Gate, BioWare Corp, has actually allowed us to license the engine from them. And at Black Isle Studios, which is my division at Interplay, we're actually working on 2 other titles. One is Planescape Torment, which is set in another advanced Dungeons & Dragons world. And then we've just announced a new one, which is Icewind Dale, which is in the same world as Baldur's Gate, but a completely separate game from that.
All right, Chris, thank you, and let's thank the folks from WinTech for providing that Ultimate Edge PC so we can have Baldur's Gate really looking at its best.
Thank you.
All right, well, a few minutes ago we showed you Sega's new...
Ooh, lovely bit of product placement there that had nothing to do with what your man was talking about. Look at how confused. Does your man realize that he's going to plug that company? But towards the end of your man wrapping up before the plug came in a bit of hustling and harrying. Listen to the hustle and harry here.
On 2 other titles. One is Planescape Torment, which is set in another advanced Dungeons & Dragons world. And then we've just announced a new one, which is Icewind Dale, which is in the same world as Baldur's Gate, but a completely separate game from that.
All right, Chris, thank you, and let's thank the folks from WinTech for providing that Ultimate Edge PC so we can have Baldur's Gate really looking at its best.
Does he really care about that it's really looking at its best? And thanks the guys at WinTech. Thank you very much. Trust me, Francis, they are very, 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 very kind of you. I need to get the headphones because I feel as though I'm missing out on some of Stuart Chaffee's nuances, which really, they made me laugh the last time. I think it's because I don't have the headphones on to be able to hear this. Just give me a moment there where we plug this into the mainframe and see if we can get something going. Might not work now that I fucking started the game up, or started it up, and then have to redo the OBS. But that's neither here nor there if you're a viewer. All I will say is thanks for tuning in, and I hope you're doing well. Let's just see if this works.
All right, well...
Okay, so that's going there. Turn that to headphones, speakers, Realtek speakers. Okay, I can hear that. Now I have to change desktop audio on OBS. Close that. OBS, properties. This is really interesting stuff. I wish I could show you it. You'd really fucking blow the load seeing what's going on here behind the scenes. Okay, and then...
A few minutes ago...
Yes, you can hear him and I can hear him. It's perfect. This is what I've always dreamed about, and it's happening right now.
We we showed you Sega's new Dreamcast game.
So we've seen the Dreamcast. We absolutely creamed the Dreamcast. We had an amazing shit game. There was not snowboarding. It wasn't skateboarding. It was like they'd taken Wipeout, the background of Wipeout, and they put a snowboarder on there. And it was like cool borders in a fucking... It was chaotic crap. And then we've seen Baldur's Gate on a fantastic Wintech PC, which really makes those graphics look good, as you can hear in this little plug at the end here.
Which is Icewind Dale, which is in the same world as Baldur's Gate, but a completely separate game from that.
All right, Chris, thank you, and let's thank the folks from Wintech for providing that Ultimate Edge PC so we can have Baldur's Gate really looking at its best.
Thank you.
All right, well, a few minutes ago we showed you Sega's new Dreamcast game console. At the moment, Sega has the next generation of game technology to itself, but this won't last long, for coming out next year is the much-awaited Sony PlayStation 2. It is incredible. Here's a sneak preview of what you'll be able to buy in September 2000.
Brilliant.
The new Sony PlayStation 2 was shown publicly for the first time at the Tokyo Game Show, held in Japan in mid-September. The crowds were huge as Sony showed off what it calls its entry into the new digital millennium.
Look at this.
The console...
Japan's mad for that kind of crack. Technology on display, like people queuing days and nights. Vulcan Raven, Giant and Shaman, thank you very much. He can sensually hoist my pen any day, says Vulcan Raven. Dara Jordan Sam, very cool, thank you very much for your tip again. Very, very kind of you. And Baldur's Sack has tipped as well. Thank you very much, Baldur's Sack. Look at this, the PlayStation 2, remember it. Remember the hype.
Itself looks like a DVD
You probably don't. You probably weren't even around.
Top box. And in fact, the PlayStation 2 is much more than a game console. It plays video games, but it's also a full DVD playback machine capable of playing music and movies. The box also comes with a built-in modem for web browsing and online game playing. The real star of the show was the new software, games offering incredible new levels of detail, speed, and smoothness of motion. This is Gran Turismo 2000, a new auto racing game for the PlayStation 2. As you can see, the detail on the cars is incredible. In this new fighting game called Tekken Tag Tournament, the digitized motion of the characters sets new standards in fluidity of motion and body details.
Crazy, 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 crazy graphics. Crazy graphical overload.
This new title, a war game called Kessen, is amazing for its mere grandeur.
Kessen?
It feels
Kessen? Glad Kessen?
like a true interactive digital movie. The motion of the horses, the facial details, the character movement set a new standard for game playing. This is Dark Cloud, a new 3D
Wow.
role-playing adventure
Fucking
game
hell.
for the PlayStation 2.
Wow. Wow, did you see Dark Cloud? Did you see what they showed in there from Dark Cloud?
And this is a new fight game.
Let's just go back to that again. What a hype game, huh? What a hype game. After seeing that footage of the Tokyo night track from Gran Turismo, where the car is fucking bombing it around Tokyo doing like 90 miles an hour, check out Dark Cloud. Holy shit.
Game playing.
Keep watching, keep watching.
This is Dark Cloud, a new 3D role-playing adventure game for the PlayStation 2.
Wow. This is Dark Cloud.
This is Dark Cloud, a new 3D role-playing adventure game for the PlayStation 2.
And that's it. There's no more then. It's just that. Looks cack.
And this is a new fight game called The Bouncer. The motion is incredible.
Terrible
the
game.
Facial
Absolutely terrible game. The Bouncer on PlayStation 2. Absolutely terrible stuff.
detail is amazing. And check out the splashes as the characters run through the flooded subway station.
The splashes did nothing to bolster up the rest of what was an entirely pointless pursuit. A war of attrition of gameplay, if you ask me. Unrewarding and unrelentlessly cack. FJM McGivney, thank you very much, and Jim Shamrock, and Kieran, and thank you very much for your tip, and Dara Jordan Sam. I hope you're getting on well.
The
Bouncer,
PlayStation
they should have fucking bounced off, man, and made a different game, if you ask me.
2 launches next year with a record 1 million units to be shipped in the first week. The consoles will be available in Japan in March of next year.
They had to go back to the Tekken stuff because there was... where was the action, you know? And you've got, what's his name, the American lad, and Hwarang. I could never pronounce his name, Hwarang. Punching, kicking, Eddie Paul, was his name Paul Eddie or something, or Eddie Paul, or... Tell me what it wasn't Paul, that was it, yeah. There was Eddie Gordo and fucking Paul. It's great to see everyone in the chat today, and it's great. Paul Phoenix, that's it, Paul Phoenix. It's great to see the chat. I've put it on low latency, so the picture quality that you're looking at now might be rubbish, but at least we can interact with each other on a very quick basis.
Will be available in Japan.
Look at that. Look at that maneuver there. That's a testament to how well the graphics have. I mean, it's just Tekken, I suppose, but compared to fucking that other one that we just saw that was rubbish, Paul's House or something, was it? Sorry, we'll just go back to see what it was again. Can't remember what it was called. Sorry, Time's Clock. Dark Cloud.
This is Dark Cloud, a new 3D role-playing adventure game for the PlayStation 2.
Yeah, fucking Dark Cloud. The day they came on the scene making games, man. It must have been a dark cloud the day when they got the fucking sales reports back and they were in debt. I'd say there was a dark cloud over the sky that day when they left the office building, knowing that there wasn't going to be any Dark Cloud 2. Dark harder. I'd say there was such a big dark cloud over the sky that day. Anyway, we've done that. We'll keep going. But just look at this snap kick here to Paul Phoenix's head from Hwarang. It's a real quality snap kick. Imagine seeing that outside Supermax and being absolutely horrified by the reaction and the situation. Obviously, someone would have recorded on their phone. It would have been shared on viral fucking videos the day after. All these nightmares that happen now in society, you are forced to have to relive them through the medium of viral social media because everyone's just filming everything on the phone.
Be available in Japan in March of
that.
next year.
You could forget about it in the olden days. Now you have to see it again.
They're due to go on
Dark
sale
cloud.
in the United States.
There'd be a dark cloud flying over that lad's gaff if that happened to your neck.
States in September 2000. For the Computer Chronicles, I'm Sarah O'Brien.
I love this. Love that little Netscape window. Need to get that done for the channel as well or something. I used Netscape in 2000 and fucking what was it now? 2004 on one of those old iMacs. Remember the very first iMacs that were they had like shitty neon colors. You could see through them. And I'd been used to using Windows 98 and XP, and Netscape just was rubbish. The browser was rubbish compared to the Windows Explorer, Internet Explorer.
If you're into computer games, and if you aren't, why would you still be watching? You probably know about
Check that out. Look at the head bobs there. That's a real lovely bit of acting from the two of them, because you know they weren't talking. Because when this is going on, you've got someone going, okay, Stuart, we're ready to go in 3, 2, 1, and action.
If you're into computer games, and if you aren't, why...
Just look at the two boys nodding here. Look at that.
If you're into computer games, and if you aren't, why would you still be watching? You probably know about two online game sites called GameSpot.com and VideoGames.com. They're terrific sources for the latest and greatest in computer and video gaming. And we've invited a games reviewer who writes for both those sites to join us to look at some of the other hot new games on the market. This is Ryan McDonald.
Is it fuck?
3 favorites you brought with us.
Look at there's a superb undercut here. Rory Undercut, we'll call him. And it's a battle of the hair tops. It's Thatch on a Hill versus Super Bowl McUndercut the third.
Yes, it did.
And let's start with Mayhem, which is a wrestling game, right?
It's correct.
This is on the Nintendo 64.
Yes.
All right, so why do you like this game? What's cool about it?
What's cool about it is because it's got all the wrestlers from the WCW.
The real guys.
Yeah,
Yes,
real guys.
WCW not as good as WWF, remember? And they had to change their name to WWE because of the pandas. They got sued by a fucking bunch of pandas.
Into Goldberg and Sting and all those
How
guys.
shit, that's how crap is your wrestling organization when you can't even fucking beat pandas?
It's the only place you're going to find them.
All right.
It's got all the real matches, the arenas, like here's Fall Brawl. And they've also...
Jay LeBlanc, thank you very much. Dark Cloud was pretty sound as far as I remember. I'm very sorry, guys. Don't be taking anything to heart what I say here. I've never played any of these games. Windows 98 FM, thank you very much. What do you think of Deus Ex? I've heard a lot of good news about it. I'd love to play it, but I haven't played it yet. And I might play it one day on stream. Fallout was Fallout 3, Fallout 4. Not as good as Fallout 3. Good stuff there.
So then this really
And look
neat
at the
thing
graphics on
along
this.
with-
Look at the spurting water at the side of the fucking thing. Or is it smoke? We don't know. Fall Brawl is the name of the tournament. Fave Doley, thank you very much. Can you give a little shout out to the Santry boys? I can. Santry lads. Santry, cool place, man. First time I ever got my PlayStation 3 in the Omni in Santry. And I say first time because they were not well-made products. The fucking Blu-ray drives broke on them. And you had to return them, or you had to go and get your warranty sorted out. You had to go and fix CAC. But thanks very much. Big shout out to the Santry lads as well. I hope you're getting on well. And now I hope the fucking Omni Centre is still doing good business. Hot Judge, thank you very much. Let's have a look at this wrestling game. It's WCW. It says it's got all the latest wrestlers from your favourite wrestling competition that isn't WWF. Change its name to WWE because of the pandas.
The game that in real life wrestling when they have
It looks like Stone Cold Steve Austin, but it's not. It's probably like Stone Baked Paul Gosforth.
event.
Yeah.
They give you a code and you plug it into the game and it like puts the roster of the real event up and
Okay.
everything. So
So you got all the theatrics here.
Yeah, it's got the ring entrance.
Ah! What? Just disappeared. Terrible stuff.
So
So
they've
you
been
got all the
thinking ahead.
theatrics here.
Yeah, it's got the ring entrances.
What? Yeah, you got all the theatrics here. It's looking pretty good. I don't think that was part of... I never remember seeing any wrestler disappear and teleport to a different part of the fucking stadium. And look at the gadge on this lad as he comes out of the back of Beyond. The graphics back in the day, you couldn't animate what was going on back there. It was just a fucking black. You come out from the black of Beyond, and look at the little walk on him.
Okay.
Hollywood Hogan.
And he disappeared again. Hollywood Hogan. It's not even Hulk Hogan. It's a fake Hogan. So let's just have a quick replay of that again, because they won't show us it again.
And,
It was the
they've also
wrestlers
done this
coming
really
out
neat thing
and
along with the
disappearing.
game That in real life wrestling, when they have a pay-per-view event,
Yeah.
they give you a code and you plug it into the game and it like puts the roster of the real event up and
Okay.
everything. So they've
So you
been
got all the
thinking ahead.
theatrics here.
Yeah, it's got the ring entrances.
Okay.
Hollywood Hogan. And once you get into the actual,
So let's see the action, yeah.
Wow.
All right, so what kind of controls, what moves can you make?
you can do just about anything you
What kind of controls, what moves can you make? You can do just about anything you can think of.
see on the real show.
Wow.
So you can do hip tosses,
Hip toss.
power slams. You can grab them from the back. and
Okay,
throw
you're
'em.
you're playing a computer player right now.
That's correct.
Okay.
I'm Goldberg, everybody's
it.
favorite. But one of the cool
Why did Stuart laugh? Was that a real laugh? Because it was a good fake laugh.
on the real show.
Wow.
So you can do hip tosses, power slams. You can grab them from the back. and
Okay,
throw 'em.
you're playing a computer player right now.
That's correct.
Okay.
I'm Goldberg, everybody's
it.
favorite. But one of the cool things that they did and they tried to do, and they kind of did, is they kind of made it so that it has the feel of real wrestling. So there's always something crazy going on.
Right.
Like during the match, you'll see somebody just run in the ring from nowhere.
Okay.
who wants
You
to
can
get an
actually
answer.
leave the ring, right? And
Yeah.
in this game, the guy follows you, so it's not like just stuck in the ring.
Yeah, that's correct.
You
So
can
you
leave the ring.
taunt them like in the real thing.
Yeah, hopefully I can get them.
Look at this. You can leave the ring. They can run after each other. It's crazy, crazy stuff, guys. We've never seen this before in 1999. Remember, we'd only seen ring-based wrestling games. We'd never left the ring. Crazy stuff. Let's see what happens now.
So you taunt him like in the real thing?
Yeah, hopefully I can get him to follow me. If he does, we can go backstage and fight in the parking lot. There we go.
All right.
Parking lot. Please stand by.
And then it goes to this crazy security cam.
Crazy security cam.
So once you're back here, you can do all kinds of moves and
wow.
You pick up different weapons and hit them with it. Oh, you got to me first.
Kick him
All
in the
right,
head.
so this is Mayhem.
That's
It's on the N64.
Right, so this is Mayhem.
Now let's go over to PlayStation.
Alrighty.
And a brand new game, right? Resident Evil 3 Nemesis.
Yes, this is coming out this fall.
And actually, you have like
You can't slag this off. This was Resident Evil 3. This was going to be this was the game to
Japanese
beat.
version, right? Because
Yes.
it's not quite out yet.
Just came out in Japan.
Okay, and what do you like about this one?
What I like about this one, I think you'll see that partially it's the story, but a big part of it is just the interaction you have with the world. You can see everything's extremely detailed.
Okay.
And one of the scary things is it's about zombies.
Zombies.
And you gotta.
So this is action. You can blow guys up, but there's also you can interact with characters.
Proper violence there. It wasn't just a shot and you're down. Did you see he did the tilt? Only proper violent people do the tilt. So this guy Undercut, he knows what he's at, and your man Stuart is trying to come to terms with the whole thing as well, going, right, okay, zombies, right. Let's have a look here now.
You can see everything's extremely detailed.
Okay.
And one of the scary things is it's about zombies.
Zombies.
And you gotta.
So this is action.
About zombies.
Zombies.
And you gotta.
So this is action.
Scary things is
He manages to go for a double spread. He goes for the knee, the chest, the head, and then back down to the knee again. It's a quality move.
Zombies.
And you gotta.
So this is action. You can blow guys up, but there's also you can interact with characters.
That's
There's
correct.
a storyline.
There's a big part. That's probably the biggest part about the game.
So it's not just bang, bang, bang.
Yeah, it's just talking with people and trying to figure out what's happening while these people are turning to zombies.
So there's kind of a strategy here to understand what's going on.
Yeah, and if you follow the Resident Evil series, you know what the storyline is and the characters.
It's not just enough to kill these guys.
No, it's not.
Okay.
And so I kind of skipped ahead a little bit so we can
That's
see.
right. Yeah.
See, there's like zombies everywhere. Everything's going crazy. So
the storyline is you don't know what's going on. There's all these zombies. They're all out to get you. You got to figure out why.
You got to
That's
figure
it,
out
that's
why,
it,
and
sure.
You got to figure out how you're going to stop them because bullets don't always
And again, we're
work.
seeing these Japanese subtitles because it's the Japanese version of the
correct.
game because we don't have the American one yet.
Right. And so every time you open a door and move from room to room, it shows you this little cutscene, so you know that you're moving along.
Okay, let's just check this out.
Okay, let's just check this out.
Do you have a name?
This is Jill Valentine.
Oh, okay, got it.
So Stuart wanted to know Jill Valentine. He was interested in the character. So far, he's actually this is the most interested he's been in one of the games, to the point where he really wants to know who this girl is. Does she have her name? It's Jill Valentine. Okay. Let's see what she can do here.
Okay, let's just check this out. Do you have a name?
This is Jill Valentine.
Oh, okay, got it.
He's a player. He's an absolute player, is Stuart. Do you know why he's asking this? Because there's no Kiki stock hammer on this week. So he's having to just settle for the computer-generated polygon babes.
So you know that you're moving along.
Okay, let's just check this out. Do you have a name?
This is Jill Valentine.
Oh, okay, got it.
Everybody that played the first game will remember her.
Right. All right, Ryan, I know there's one more game you want to show us. That's the
Right. There's nothing more he could play there. He just was going to pick up a herb.
This is Jill Valentine.
Was it a cut?
Got it.
Everybody that played the first game will remember her.
Right. I used to do that, and it's only until someone points it out to you that you know that you do stuff like that when you're talking. It's very rude. Someone's talking, you just go, yeah. Right.
All right, Ryan, I know.
Listen.
Do you have a name?
Does she have a name?
This is Jill Valentine.
Oh, okay, got it.
Right.
Everybody that played the first game will remember her.
Right.
All right, Ryan, I know there's one more game you want to show us, and that's the new Rainbow Six for the N64, the Tom Clancy book.
Yes.
Show it to us, and what do you like about it?
What I like about it is it's a little more real than most of the strategy, first-person shooter games.
How so?
Is you have to pick a team and you interact with your guys and you're telling them which way to go.
Check
and how to get
out
in
the
house
graphics
and
on
which
that.
is the best way to attack
All right,
the
so
terrorists.
show it to us and tell us the story at the same time.
All right, the game is basically you're part of this special elite forces team, and there's one of my guys right there, and we're supposed to go and rescue these hostages. And there's more to it than that. I don't want to ruin the story. For anybody that knows the book, they'll know what the story
So
is.
there's a lot of strategy, a lot of story, but you got to beat up guys at the same time.
That's right.
You
gotta
do.
save all these poor helpless people that are getting going to get killed by these terrorists.
But you're going to blow up these terrorists.
That's the idea. I'm going to try to get in and shoot him
Can you
first.
find one real quick?
Yeah, here's one. No, he's dead.
You already got him. Yeah.
You already got him.
All right,
There's
let me ask you one question. You've
Yes.
shown us 3 games. They're overly violent, beating up people, blood, blowing guys up.
Right.
You know, a lot of people think this is a really bad thing, and it's affecting kids in a bad way. Does this bother you in a way? I mean, does this make you less sensitive?
Does this? Hey, look, hey, put Ryan, put the controller down for a second, Ryan. I gotta talk to you about some. Look, we're having a little fun here. You're playing these games. You got your Jill Valentine. Yeah, she's nice. She's nice. You're going around. You're shooting people. You're blowing people up. You're smashing skulls. Very violent. Do you reckon is this affecting you? Are you okay, Ryan?
Violence.
You know,
Let's
I've
have a
heard
little
that-
look at that run up again. It was
She's
smooth.
done
It was
three
like
games,
his
overall.
father. It's like your father. Cut the crap for a moment, son. Son, cut the crap. What's going on here?
Let me ask you one question. You've
Yes.
shown us 3 games. They're overly violent, beating up people, blood, blowing guys up.
Right.
You know, a lot of people think this is a really bad thing, and it's affecting kids in a bad way. Does this bother you in a way? I mean, does this make you less sensitive to real human violence?
You know, I've heard that question a lot, and I've played games since I was 13 years old.
Right.
I don't think I'm any different than anybody else.
You're not a killer.
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
But it's
You're not a killer? Question mark. No, I'm not. And then silence. That wasn't like a joke question or anything like that. He's literally asking the journalist from GameSpot.com, who's just after reviewing 3 games, showing him upcoming titles. You're not a killer. Ryan, get the. let's just lay the cards on the table, Ryan. You're not a killer, right? You're showing us these games. Ryan. You're blowing people up. You're running around with your little gun. You're shooting people. You're not a killer, are you? No, I'm not. Okay.
as far as these games nowadays, they all have the rating systems. You know, I've heard that question a lot, and I've played games since I was 13 years old.
Right.
I don't think I'm any different than anybody else.
You're not a killer.
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
But as far as these games nowadays,
Hey, Ryan, you killer? Look at me in the eye, Ryan. You kill someone? You kill someone before you play this game? You're not a killer, Fontaine. Hold on here. I'm just trying to get a balance between being able to see the fucking thing and being able to see the chat box moving there as well, because I find this highly entertaining. Okay, that'll do. I think that'll do. Will that do? Yeah, that'll do. Justin Johnson, thank you very much for the tip, Justin Johnson. That's just incredible stuff. And also, let's see this now. Ryan, you are a liar. Great stuff.
they all have.
Does this make you less sensitive to real human violence?
You know, I've heard that question a lot, and I've played games since I was 13 years old.
Right.
I don't think I'm any different than anybody else.
You're not a killer.
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
But as far as these, I don't think I'm any different than anybody else.
You're not a killer.
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
Any different than anybody
You're
else.
not a killer.
No, I'm
You've
not.
seen it. You've seen
But
it.
as far as these games nowadays, they all have the rating system that the parents can use to
Right.
kind of as a tool to know which games are safe for their kids and which ones are not.
Got it.
So it's more of a comfort level for the parents
Right.
than it is anything else.
Gotcha.
So I think
Okay.
it's a good thing to go by.
Ryan, thanks a lot.
Lovely
All right, well,
hustle.
there's a
I
w-
knew there was going to be a solid bit of hustling, and it came now within 10 minutes of the final piece of the show. It's 18 minutes. There's only 9 minutes of the show left, or 6, was it fucking 8 minutes of the show left. Look at this lovely bit of hustle work. You'll notice this kind of crack if you're your boss. This is the kind of shit your boss will do when he just wants you to wrap the fucking conversation up and get back to work.
System that the parents can use to
Right.
kind of as a
Look
tool
at
to know
wait
which games are safe for their kids
wait.
and which ones are not.
Got it.
Look at Stuart here now. Stuart needs to get out of here. He's actually going to cut him off, and look, he utilizes body language and cues such as right, okay, oh yeah. Does that kind of smile face.
It's more of a comfort level for the parents
Right.
than it is anything.
Lovely. See that one? You're kind of going on a bit too much. Yeah, lovely stuff. Too much.
As a tool to know which games are safe for their kids and which ones are not.
Got it.
So it's more of a comfort level for the parents
Right.
than it is anything else.
Gotcha.
So I think
Okay.
it's a good thing to go by.
Ryan, thanks a lot.
Okay, thanks.
All right, well, if there's a weak link in computer game technology, it is
I tell
the
you, there was a link in the fucking flow of the show. It was, according to Stuart, Mr. Underwood.
user interface. After all, how much can you really do with a keyboard or a mouse or a joystick, even a vibrating game chair? But one company has just introduced one of the more revolutionary approaches to interacting with a game. It's the Reality Fusion Game Cam. And here to demonstrate game cam for us is the company's CEO.
Chad Kinselberg here from Reality Fusion. Chad Kinselberg, he's going to show him some cool movement-based technology, which was still in its infancy around 1999. This really looks like it's going to be terrible stuff. I'm going to go and crack open a can just while we do this. I hope you don't mind. I'll be one moment. Sorry. Greg from the States. Lovely. Really loving that tune. Can't get enough of that tune. And I won't get enough of it. Back on with this, guys. If you've just joined us, this is Chad Kinselberg from Reality Fusion. He's about to lay down the law in terms of what is the most exciting new gaming technology as per 1999. That of camera-based movement capture technology, motion capture, mocap. You've heard about mocap in the green screen boys doing the movies, and here you're going to see mocap in video game world. In its infancy, terrible technology to base a games package on, but people bought it because they didn't know any better. Eyes wide shut, thank you very much.
Actually, Chad, how you doing?
Great.
What's the idea behind game cam?
You actually control the game with your natural body movements and gestures. So rather than relying on a keyboard or mouse, you just get up and use your hands or your head or any body part in order to immerse yourself.
And the deal is you have, like, this is a Logitech QuickCam that's actually taking your picture and inserting you visually in the game and giving you control of the game.
That's correct. It is capturing your live video image and projecting that.
This is where seeing is believing. We've got to actually do this, not talk about it.
Sorry, you said volume. I've just turned it up there. We go back there because it's Chad Kinsey. You want to get the essence of Chad here. Chad.
Fusion Game Cam. And
this is
one of the more revolutionary
Fusion Game Cam. This is a Logitech camera. You install this on your PC and it integrates with the games package, which you buy from Chad's Reality Fusion software company. It's an amazing breakthrough in the world of video game entertainment. Here to explain this is Chad Kinselberg. Chad, how are you getting on, Chad? What's going on? Very good. Sure, thanks so much. And then you'll see some demonstrations of the games that are happening. We're rewinding. Why? Because we didn't have the volume up high enough the first time.
To interacting with a game, it's the Reality Fusion Game Cam. And here to demonstrate Game Cam for us is the company's CEO, actually. Chad, how you doing?
Great.
What's the idea behind Game Cam?
You actually control the game with your natural body movements and gestures. So rather than relying on a keyboard or mouse, you just get up and use your hands or your head or any body part in order to immerse yourself.
And the deal is you have, like, this is a Logitech QuickCam that's actually taking your picture and inserting you.
Look at that Logitech. This is the camera you're watching me on now is a Logitech C350 or some shit like that. It doesn't look like that. It looks a lot better than that, but I mean, just goes to show you, how far they've come.
visually in the game and giving you control of the game.
That's correct. It is capturing your live video image and projecting that
This
onto
is where
the
seeing
game.
is believing. We've got to actually
Yes.
do this, not talk about it. So
I can
show
do
us
a
how it
far
works.
better job of demonstrating it.
Wow.
So this is our main interface, and merely by tapping on any one of these different games.
Can you hear? There's music. You can hear a shit guitar kind of track as well. I'm going to turn the volume up a little bit more here, and apologies if it's fucking with your system, but you need to hear everything. And I'm seeing the levels there. You're not hitting the yellow where I needed to be hitting the yellow so that you know exactly what's going on. We go here now, and then advanced audio properties, turn that up to 9, close that, and then go back. Here we've Chad Kinselberg.
The game can include 6 different games. Main interface.
Do this, not talk about it. So
I can
show
do
us
a
how it
far
works.
better job of demonstrating it. So this is our main
Silver
interface,
Pixie,
and
thank.
merely by tapping on any one of these different games, the game can include 6 different games. You can launch into.
So you
a
actually
particular-
control the interface with your hands too.
Absolutely.
So you
and
just,
so,
okay, go ahead.
because of that, it's a natural for any type of sports title. So instead of playing basketball using a keyboard or mouse, you can shoot
Shoop.
with your hands the way that you would
Shoop, so shooting hoops. It's a basketball scenario.
on the playground.
I gotta see
and
this.
we're going to start with
Look
shoot.
at that. It's not even full body. It's your body. It's your torso, halfway up your torso, your tit, from your tit up. It doesn't even get the rest of the arms in. It's ridiculous. It looks cack. You wouldn't even play it in an arcade if it was there and someone had said you want to go on the arcade game. There's still a couple of credits left if you want to play it. You'd go, nah. I'll probably go and play Time Crisis, which was out at this time. I'd probably go and play Soul Reaver or Caliber, which was out at this time. You'd play a myriad of different games. You'd even play Manx TT Superbike from the mid-90s. You wouldn't be arsed with this.
All right,
To give you
okay,
a
there's
flavor.
Chad inside the game.
Now this is actually a 2-player version, so if we want, you can play with your friend or your brother. And the idea is you just try and make baskets. Now one of the cool things you'll
Oh my
notice
God.
is that this window actually
looks like a
moves
nightmare.
towards the ball, so I can set my.
It looks like a dream. It looks like the dream that you'd have if you're in a nightmare situation where you've been put in a basketball court and this was the nightmare, and you're telling your friends or whoever the next day and they're not interested because nobody ever is when you tell them a dream because it's boring as fuck. But I mean, I was in the basketball court and there was only half of me, and every time I went to, the ball wasn't even, the gravity wasn't even right, you know, it was like hovering up and down, and then I went to press it and I was fucking mad. Like,
Myself up
this
for a
is the
dunk.
interpretation of a nightmare. Look,
Let's understand, you are literally hitting the
look
ball.
at that. Stuart Chaffee there says you are literally hitting the ball when it's not even touching the fucking ball, and it's not literal. It's a crap visual
The
representation.
idea
of it.
is you just try and make baskets. Now one of the cool things you'll notice is that this window actually moves towards the ball, so I can set myself up for a dunk. if
So
I
let's
was a
understand,
little
you
bit-
are literally hitting the ball in the basket right now, and if you do it well, you
He's
score,
not,
and if you
Stuart.
don't, you miss.
That's
He
right.
really
I can hit
isn't
it with my
lit-
head, and I can hit
Head
a
in the
rebound.
fucking yoke.
If I
He's
was a little
heading
bit
it.
more skilled, I'd make a few baskets.
Let's just go back and see that header again. Not even a move, an illegal move in basketball, I think. Let's have a look here.
That this window actually moves towards the ball, so I can set myself up for a dunk. if
So
I
let's
was a
understand,
little
you
bit-
are literally hitting the ball in the basket right now, and if you do it well, you score, and if you don't, you miss.
That's right. I can hit it with my head,
Wow.
and I can hit a rebound.
Fucks it-
If
wow.
I was a little bit more skilled, I'd make
Elbow.
a few baskets. But
Okay.
you
Do
are
You know, it's
literally
one of
immersed
those,
in the
if
action.
you
You'll
watch it long enough, it actually begins to make a little bit of sense. But you need to remember what your initial impression was, which is why, you know, you can be Stockholm syndromed into believing that something like this is entertaining if you watch it long enough.
notice that it's just cutting out my image. So it really creates this fantasy world where I could be playing in Madison Square Garden or
Right.
the Forum, and I just see my image inside of the game.
The
All right,
tax man,
let's
thank you
I
very
want
much.
to show a couple of things here. Show us volleyball also. That's another really neat demonstration with the same idea where you're batting a ball in a different kind of game. So
Sure. So I'm just going
And
back
hear
to our
that guitar. So I just need to get a glass. There's a lovely bit of guitar playing between those bits when he goes out into the main menu. Just see this little bit of nightmare action again.
towards the ball, so I can set myself up for a dunk. if
So
I
let's
was a
understand,
little
you
bit-
are literally hitting the ball in the basket right now, and if you do it well, you score, and if you don't, you miss.
That's right. I can hit it with my head, and I can hit a rebound. If I was a little bit more skilled, I'd make a few baskets.
Fizzy nipple,
But
thank
you
you
are
very
literally
much.
immersed in the action. You'll notice that it's just
Immersed in the action, he says, as he, jumps around with not even his body in the game, only a small segment of his body in the
cutting
game.
out my
Look at
image.
Stuart here. Look, your man's telling him how amazing it is. And Stuart's just like, What's the next fucking thing on the agenda? You'll just ask another question. It's fallen on deaf ears
more
there,
skilled,
Chad.
I'd make a few baskets. But you are literally immersed in the action. You'll notice that it's just cutting out my
Look.
image. So it really...
He says, you'll notice that it's cutting out my image, expecting Stuart to look and go, all right, yeah. Stuart's just like, what the fuck am I watching, man? This is, we've got 5 minutes left of the show. This is terrible.
It's just cutting out my image. So it really creates this fantasy world where I could be playing in Madison Square Garden or the Forum, and I just see my image inside of the game.
All right, let's move. I want to show a couple of things here. Show us volleyball also. That's another really neat demonstration with the same idea where you're batting a ball in a different kind of game.
Really neat demonstration.
Sure. So I'm just going back to our main interface. Again, I'm controlling everything using my hands.
No mouse, no keyboard,
no mouse,
no joystick.
No keyboards. Exactly.
All right, so
and
volleyball.
I will go into volleyball.
Launch volleyball.
Now, one of the nice things about volleyball is we include a number of different opponents, but you can actually create your own opponent just by having a friend come over and go through
and
certain
get two guys'
motions.
pictures in there.
Exactly.
Okay.
And so in this case, I'll be playing against not just a computer animated opponent, but rather someone that we taped going through certain motions.
God knows what the hell this is going to be like now. We've seen the basketball. We've seen how horrendous that was. This thing was knocked up probably by Logitech themselves. They probably thought we could get away with, we'll flog a few webcams if we sell some rubbish software aimed at, it's the parents will buy the thing, and then the children who don't know any better will enjoy this game even though it's terrible.
Play volleyball. Just tell us what you're doing.
So I'm just now instructing it to serve to me. I'll hit the ball over.
What's going on there?
Notice
Who's he? Is he another lad that they have in the studio? And why is Chad in a little rubber inflatable ring? Again, his hand is continually being cropped off, and the ball seemingly is already hitting the net. What more would you expect? And this guy's just jumping up and down like.
That was a pretty lousy hit.
Yes.
All right, try again.
So now on the other side, Max is serving the ball this time. But
absolute terrible stuff so far. Both of them, neither of them have managed to get the ball over the net. He's done some kind of seal jump here.
He's nowhere to be found. He just went through different.
Have you seen this? We've been on this 30 seconds now, and they still are just hitting it against this terrible demonstration of the mechanics of the game.
Just tell us what you're doing.
So I'm just now instructing
Stuart Sheffey, always tell us what you're doing, because there's no way that these graphics can communicate clearly what is actually happening. Again, it's like a bad dream.
Serve to me. I'll hit the ball over, and you'll notice that.
That was a pretty lousy hit.
Yes.
All right, try again.
It's a pretty lousy hit. Okay, try again.
So now on the other side, Max is serving the ball this time, but he's nowhere to be found. He just went through different motions.
So he's on tape, so he doesn't really know what's going on.
He is on tape,
there you go.
exactly.
If I was Stuart Sheffey, I'd be asking, why are you in a rubber ring?
That is cool.
So again, if I hit the ball harder, the ball will go longer.
Stuart Sheffey really earning the money there by saying, struggling to try and make it sound like he's impressed. Yeah, that's cool.
He doesn't really know what's going on.
He is on tape,
there you go.
exactly.
That is cool.
So again, if I hit the ball harder, the ball will go longer. If I just tap it, it won't go as hard. So all the normal physics that you would expect to apply to a volleyball operate here.
So obviously these algorithms here are looking at the movement of your hand. It knows what your hand is, and then it reacts as if it was saying a command.
That's right.
Okay, so see this, look at this here. Just take all this in here. This is a grown man.
Algorithms here are looking at the movement of your hand. It knows what your hand is, and then it reacts as if it was saying a command.
That's right.
Wow.
Exactly correct.
Got it.
Now
You're pretty good.
Well, one of my main.
Where is he there? Look, the ball, the ball's just hit. It's just a fucking ring, and your man isn't even in the ring. What are the buttons on the keyboard, lads, for skipping back a frame? Because I don't know what. I know that the left and right go back 5 seconds, but what's the skipping back a frame? All right, thank you very much. This is great. The low latency, ultra low latency feedback is brilliant because it's just straight away. Earlier on, takes like 30 seconds. So then, this is brilliant. This is all we need. Look, seen this moment of impact. What a terrible. Look, this is the demonstration for your game. Like, where the fuck is he? Seen this? Wow. The scoreboard is 0-0 for both of them.
That's right. That's exactly correct.
Got it.
Now,
You're pretty good.
Well, one of my main responsibilities as CEO is to test all of these games.
And then it just disappears. The rubber ring disappears, and Chad.
Correct.
Got it.
Chad's got a purple shirt in the thing.
Well, one of my main responsibilities as CEO.
Chad's going to tell us about one of his main responsibilities as a CEO.
Is to test all of these games thoroughly. So
that's a real laugh from Stuart. One of my main responsibilities of a CEO is to test these games thoroughly, and Stuart bursts his whole laughing because the scoreboard is 0-0 and it's been an absolute clusterfuck of a demo.
Well, one of my main responsibilities as CEO is to test all of these games thoroughly. So I have become pretty adept at these.
All right, quickly,
titles.
one more thing I want you to show me. You got a great karate game where you can chop the other guy.
Brilliant. We've got a karate game coming up. If you thought that the basketball was class, and then you were hit with the volleyball scenario, which has just really blown everything out the water entirely. Wait till you see this now. I can't wait to see it as well. Look at it's a lovely die. You wouldn't know it's a Just for Men. It looks great. Chad's Ring, thank you very much. Andy Moonshine, thank you very much. RK, thank you. Fizzy Nipple. This reminds me of the PlayStation iToy as a bonding experience. Me and my neighbour both took I'm not going to read the rest of that one, but thanks for the thing. The tip. The Taxman, thank you very much. And Silver Pixie, thank you very much. The Jazz Freestyle and Snake Moves for Deadly, thanks so much. Thank you very much for the tip. Let's have a look at this karate action.
So let's pull up karate
Sure.
if we can.
I'll just quit out of volleyball.
And again, you
get
just
back to-
wave at your little options.
I'm just waving. Most of these screens have a couple different options, and
let's
I
go
will go into
karate.
karate. Now, before we get into the karate, we've taken the liberty of actually taking your picture
afraid you
and
did.
superimposing
You've
it on
got me
top
some
of our
idiotic
karate
Quasimodo
clown.
character
Yes, but
here.
this might be appealing to some of your
Wow.
staff or possibly
Hey, look.
viewers. I don't know, but the idea
Have you
is
seen they put Stuart's face on a little Quasimodo character here?
we've taken the liberty of actually taking your picture
afraid you
and
did.
superimposing
You've
it on
got me
top
some
of our
idiotic
karate
Quasimodo
clown.
character
Yes, but this
here.
might be
Look at this. This is meant to be like Chinese or Japanese. It's a dojo. We know the dojo. We've seen them. They've got a little... Oh, sorry about that. It's disgusting. We've got a little training block at the back, like a wooden block, which we were training on in Shenmue. And Stuart's face. I wish we could zoom in on Stuart's face there. Give us a moment. It might be worth just having a little zoom in because we won't get to see it. Look at this. That's what they did to Stuart Chaffee. They put him on a little Quasimodo character.
appealing to some of your... Now, before we get into the karate, we've taken the liberty of actually taking your picture
afraid you
and
did.
superimposing
You've
it on
got me
top
some
of our
idiotic
karate
Quasimodo
clown.
character
Yes, but this
here.
might be
Idiotic Quasimodo character here.
appealing to some of your staff or possibly viewers, I don't know. But the idea is...
Look at Chad there. And what does it say down here? Pause for the scoreboard. Position your face within the frame. Hit snap. Hold your pose until the countdown reaches 0. Hit done to save. Then hit snap to retake. And there they've taken a picture of Chad's face. But for some reason it's not Chad's face on the game. It's Stuart Chaffee's face. We'll continue with that.
Again, instead of using this keyboard being
Got it.
sedentary, I get up and I actually get to fight, in this case with you, Stuart.
Wow.
All right.
And I can bop you in the head, and and you can try and hit me back.
All right, well, I'm not really running the game. You just have my face in the
I
computer
just have your
player.
face, exactly.
Right.
Now we have different levels. So right now we're at the first level, so you're not terribly quick or adept at hitting me. But
none of Chad's clocks are hitting him, but all of Stuart Cheffet's idiotic Quasimodo character are hitting Chad.
Move up the different levels.
I'm not really running the game. All right.
And I can bop you in the head, and you can try and hit me back.
All right, well, I'm not really running the game. You just have my face in the computer player.
I just have your face, exactly.
Right.
Now we have different levels. So right now we're at the first level. So you're
T22 BC, thank you very much for the tip. I can't believe the graphics, he says. T22 BC, neither can I.
You're not terribly quick or adept at hitting me. But as I move up the different levels, you'll become much faster and start to give me roundhouse kicks and some good.
Sarah and James, thank you very, very much.
Now, could we both be playing this real time if we had two quick hands? Not yet.
That's the next
version 2.0.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Sorry, we just resize that for you again there. Put that transform fit to screen, and we just get another wide shot again of Chad flailing around while Stuart feigns interest.
Not yet.
That's the next
version 2.0.
Absolutely.
Okay. And we got the nice sound effects.
Right.
So it knows when you hit me.
Correct.
And I'm just looking like an idiot there while you're round one. All right. Let me just ask you one more thing. Now, when I buy GameCam, what do I get?
You get this logic.
Imagine he asked him if he'd killed someone, like he asked the other guy. Let me ask something here. We've seen you do some slam dunks. We've seen the volleyball. Now we're kicking around, fighting here. You haven't killed anyone, right? No. Okay, so what kind of graphics card are we gonna need for this?
That quick camera.
Get the camera.
You're gonna need a Logitech 579 spec, and then a GPU which has 170 megahertz processor attached to it too.
Full-fledged video camera.
So you can use it for other things.
That's right,
Okay.
as well as 6 different titles. We have a combination of sports titles, some of which I've demonstrated for you here, and personal creativity. So for example, we have something that's akin to a digital dance studio where you can get up and kind of rock out, and your body motions control different effects.
Chad is very cool.
Great stuff, Chad. Look, just pull it back a moment, Chad. Look, we've seen volleyball and basketball and you playing karate there. Have you ever killed a man, Chad? No. Okay, great.
Well, thanks a lot. All right, that's our look at the latest in computer games. I'll be back in just a moment with my pick of the week. Don't miss it.
We gotta go. Was that a hard cut of the week? Look at Chad.
And personal creativity. So for example, we have something.
You can already hear the strain on Stuart's Cheffet's voice. Yeah. Right, okay. Your man's trying to sell, we can do all this thing. We got the Logitech, you can team up. It's not just fun and games. You can do this creative thing. We built this creative suite package that lets you really express your artistic side. Right. Okay, what else?
That's akin to a digital dance studio where you can get up and kind of rock out, and your body motions control different effects.
Chad is very cool. Thanks a lot.
We gotta go. Did you hear that, everyone? That's quality. Watch Chad here. Chad's really trying to sell the artistic, creative side of the product. We gotta go.
Different effects.
Chad is very cool.
Sports titles, some of which I've demonstrated for you here, and personal creativity. So for example, we have something that's akin to a digital dance studio where you can get up and kind of rock out, and your body motions control different effects.
Chad is very cool. Thanks a lot.
Creativity. So for example, we have something that's akin to a digital dance studio where you can get up and kind of rock out, and your body motions control different effects.
Chad is very cool.
And your body motions control different effects. And your body motions control different effects.
Chad is
kind of rock out, and your body motions control different effects.
Chad is very cool. Thanks a lot. All right, that's our look at the latest in computer games. I'll be back in just a moment with my pick of the week. Don't miss it. Now for my pick of the week. So far, we've concentrated on desktop game platforms, but one of the best developments in gaming over the past...
Desktop game platforms? Creme de la creme, thank you very much. And Muldoon, thank you very much as well. And Samantha Hager, thank you very much. T23BC, thank you very much. And Few Digs. Tell Donald Bowens I'm going to fight him, says Few Diggs. Put yourself in Chad's shoes. It's 1998. Grand Theft Auto is a top-down 2D game. This is revolutionary and directly responsible for the most successful system ever, the Kinect. The Kinect, yeah, you're right. Sorry, I don't know why I called it the Natal. I think maybe in its development phase it was known as the Natal. And I never owned the fucking thing anyway. We gotta go. Let's just go back to that again, because that was the hustle and the Harry. Do you remember earlier on I was saying that during Baldur's Gate there's going to be a hustle or Harry moment here where he's going to cut off the man? Didn't happen, but it happened there, and it was absolutely sumptuous. We got to hear it again one more time. And because Chad's really given it socks, the sales pitch is on fire. He's demonstrated the games. This is the chance for Chad to redeem himself after what was a real blunderfuck of a demonstration of him trying out these 3 titles. He shouldn't have done it because it made us look it made us look at the product in a way which looked rubbish. And then look at Stuart here. Stuart knows time is up. Chad's still got 30 seconds on the clock to save his soul. But Stuart, we gotta go.
Quick cam camera.
So
it is a full-fledged video camera.
So you can use it for other things.
That's right,
Okay.
as well as 6 different titles. We have a combination of sports titles, some of which I've demonstrated for you here, and personal creativity. So for example, we have something that's akin to a digital dance studio where you can get up and kind of rock out, and your body motions control different effects.
That is very cool. Thanks a lot. All right, that's our look at the latest in computer games. I'll be back in just a moment with my pick of the week. Don't miss
Computer
it.
games. Look at all this stuff here, look. These are old Computer Chronicles episodes, and I gotta tell you guys, I am excited because there's a whole treasure trove of Computer Chronicles. There could be fucking 100 more of these. Like, there could be 100 more of these that we get to watch, and I am really excited. I just hope we haven't seen the best.
Now for my pick of the week. So far, we've concentrated on desktop game platforms, but one of the best developments in gaming over the past few years has been the evolution of handheld gaming devices, which all started, of course, with Nintendo's Game Boy. Well, Game Boy is like a... Over the past few years has been the evolution of handheld gaming devices, which all started, of course, with Nintendo's Game Boy. Well, Game Boy is like a dinosaur compared to my favorite
handheld devices, which all start with the Nintendo Game Boy. It's a real masterclass in oratory, is it? Oration. Dodo, thank you very much for your tip.
New handheld gaming device. This brand new Neo Geo Pocket Color from SNK, a Japanese
Rubbish.
company.
Look at that.
This
rubbish device. Didn't go on sale over here. I think it was in North America, Japan and North America. Japanese console. It looks rubbish. It was probably like a Game Boy with color screen.
The box is fantastic. Incredibly clear and smooth graphics. Great ergonomics. It fits right in your hand and your fingers naturally rest on the key controls, including a real mini joystick and 2 simple control buttons. What is really cool is the Neo Geo has a port that lets you plug directly into a Sega Dreamcast so you can play your Pocket games through the console on a big screen when you're at home. The Neo Geo Pocket Color runs on only 2 AA batteries, and it runs for a long time. I've been playing with this for about a week now, and I haven't had to change batteries yet. And it has a backup battery so you can save games even if your main batteries die. And the software is great. I've been playing Pocket Tennis, which is the best computer tennis game I've played. I've also been playing Turf Masters, which is a great golf game. There are about 18 titles available right now, covering every game genre. This baby is really fun. You can get it online or at stores. Retail price $69. For more information, check out the website at
69 quid? That's all right, was it? Cheaper than the Game Boy.
SNKUSA.com.
That's
all,
it
folks. For this edition of the Chronicles.
See you later,
I hope
guys.
you'll join me, by the way, for my new web radio show. Just hit the Talk Radio link at about.com. Thanks for joining us. I hope we'll see you here next time.
The Computer Chronicles is brought to you by
BigStar.com.
with thousands of videos and DVDs for the whole family.
Videos and DVDs for the whole family. The Computer Chronicles are brought to you by BigStar.com, the movie superstore featuring movies and DVDs for the whole family.
Additional support by TechWeb for up-to-the-minute technology news. And by TVA, Television Associates, bridging the worlds of computers and video with DVD authoring and MPEG encoding services.
To purchase a video...
$20. Okay, we're gonna watch another one because it was not enough for me. But I don't know if we'll stick around in the 90s. We might go back a decade. We might go back. Fuck it. We'll stay in 1995 because this is the greatest computer games. We're likely to see a lot of stuff here which none of us have really probably had the pleasure of playing, or the nightmare of playing, if we're looking back through our, retroactive specs. Retrospects.
This is where it all begins with the artists.
And sorry for someone's ears there, anyone's ears at all. All I seen on the fucking monitor there was a big load of red, danger red. Very, very sorry about that. Emmett Asphalt Aspiration, thank you very much for the concrete dreams there. A 90s forced enthusiasm and shite guides. Thank you very much for your tips, lads. Very, very kind of you. We've got another Computer Chronicles coming up here. It looks like it's going to be promising. It's 1990. The year is 1995. I'll get the hype music on for this, sorry. Just get a can. The year is 1995. The show, The Computer Chronicles. Video games. It's all coming into fruition now. Microchips are getting smaller. Computer consoles are getting more popular. Designers, web 3D imagery. It's all happening all now, and we're at the cutting edge of every last bit of it. It's Computer Chronicles, the greatest computer games in 1995, with Stuart Sheffey, our brand new talisman of the channel. It used to be me, but it's not me anymore. It's Stuart Sheffey, an absolute legend in his own right, and he's a hustler, he's a harrier, and he's got all the questions, and he's got all the guests that you want to know if you're a geek. Let's have a look.
This is where it all begins with the artists and the designers and the creative team. The artwork then gets digitized and transferred into a computer. The game then gets tested on a rewritable game cartridge. And here's where it all ends up on your PC screen. A hot new game with great graphics, animation, and sound. Now, what makes a great new computer game? We'll try to find out today as we take a look at the best new PC games on this edition of the Computer Chronicles.
Yeah.
Computer Chronicles is made possible in part by Hewlett-Packard, working with industry leaders to ensure compatibility across the board.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Listen to that again. Love the little time signatures and audio stuff that they have on here. I love the little, if I can see T22BC's, if he does a timeout now, with this low latency technology, I can see it. And T22BC doesn't have the heart, told me earlier on in the chat, doesn't have the heart to fucking ban Gulag people outright. It doesn't matter, man. If I see that you've timed out someone, that's my indication for me to go to work. I love it. It's getting better every day. Technology is increasing at an alarming rate.
Computer Chronicles is made possible in part by Hewlett-Packard, working with industry leaders to ensure compatibility across the board and across the network. HP PCs, you're looking at partnership in a whole new light.
Beautiful.
Additional funding is provided by LaserJet printers from Hewlett-Packard. Everything from a new color solution to models designed specifically for small businesses. HP LaserJet printers. You do your job, we'll do ours. And the Software Publishers Association.
Hi, and
Love it, love it. Look at that little look down to the book that he had, a little magazine. Look at these faces in the background here as well, the bob cut on your one. Slackware Linux, thanks very much for the tip. Look at I love these little bits when it goes to Stuart. He has to do the news presenters pretending to talk to each other, and then look at this little leaf through the book as well. It's just the little professional touches that some people lack, even in nowadays TV.
Hi, and welcome to the Computer Chronicles. I'm Stuart Chaffee, and with me today is Johnny Wilson, Editor-in-Chief of Computer Gaming World magazine. You spend all your time playing with games. I want to ask you first.
Ooh, you spend all your time playing with games. You spend all your time playing with games. Bit of a put down there from the off, and look at your man.
Gaming World magazine. You spend all your time playing with games. I want to ask.
Oh, Alpha Stew coming out of the box hot and fresh. And he knows that he's not going to get any retaliation from that fella. Why? Because Stuart will fucking lacerate him. Stuart's going to thatch cottage him.
Of Computer Gaming World magazine.
Look at the magazine there. Look, Computer Gaming World magazine. Play to win, it says. Win what?
Magazine. You spend all your time playing with games. I want to ask you, first of all, what is your favorite all-time game, Johnny?
I believe it'd have to be Sid Meier's Civilization. Where else can you start from scratch and build your empire and annihilate other people's empires if you need to?
Whoa! Imagine him in control of nuclear weapons in real life.
And where else can you start from?
What is your favorite all-time game, Johnny?
I believe it'd have to be Sid Meier's Civilization. Where else can you start from scratch and build your empire and annihilate other people's empires if you need to?
Okay, Johnny, we've heard what you have to say there. You ever kill someone?
And where else can you start from scratch and build your empire and annihilate other people's empires if you need to?
And there's some violence in there too, so you get a chance to sort of, beat guys and play war.
That's for sure. If you're a testosterone-driven guy, you're there.
If you're a testosterone-driven guy, you're there. Look at the tie on that. That's a testosterone-driven tie, if ever I've seen one.
This
So have a little look there.
Guys and play war.
That's for sure. If you're a testosterone-driven guy, you're there.
All right, on this issue of violence and sex and violence in games.
Can't stop the testosterone out of this computer graphics, computer game show that's going on. And look at that for a shirt. It's a lovely Ralph Lauren edition. More on that as we get it.
Guy, you're there.
All right, on this issue of violence and sex and violence in games.
Sex? I never remember there being any sex in the games, no.
Some parents are concerned about their kids doing that.
He was on about this 2 years. We're just after watching Stuart in 1999, and the same moral panic that he was discussing then, it was still a thing back in 95. Even when the graphics were laughable. Like, there's no violence. You can't get a violent streak out of fucking playing something that has blocky graphics, can you?
Why are we seeing that so much in computer games?
Well, I think violence is the easiest way to express a life and death situation and get the adrenaline pumping. I think it's inevitable to have conflict there.
Oh, another testosterone-driven answer from Johnny. Thank you very much, Morgan Welsh and Paul Simon's love child, for the tip, and also Dildo Baggins. Thank you very much, Dildo Baggins. Shout out to the lads in Ackle, sipping cans and fighting tans. Didn't realise there was still a war on the tans, and especially I didn't realise there was one in Ackle. I would have thought the last place would be somewhere like that, where it's an island where, you're trying to make the most of the tourism, of which you've had a big yield this year. I heard in Ackle they've had a high turnover. You can't even drink the water there. There's a lot of tourists saying, you have to bring your bottled water. Anyway, we'll move on. Testosterone.
And I think sex is there because it expresses relationships in a quick way of telegraphing ultimate concern.
Sex
I
is
think
there.
Sex is there because it expresses relationships in a quick way of telegraphing ultimate concern.
Now, speaking of sex, this is a new game just came out from Interplay called Voyeur.
Concern.
Now, speaking of sex, this is a new game just came out from Interplay called Voyeur. It's a little bit sexy, but it's basically a great interactive.
It's a little bit sexy.
Movie, wonderful interactive fiction.
Hey, did you see the deer in the headlights there as well? Watch this deer in the headlights now.
A bit sexy, but it's basically a great interactive movie. Wonderful.
I wasn't. I thought he was looking at the camera. He's looking at the wrong one there.
Called Voyeur. It's a little bit sexy, but it's basically a great interactive movie, wonderful interactive fiction. Their approach to keeping the kids out, because I think it says 17 and older, is you need
17 and older. Keep the kids out.
the PIN number, kind of
You need a fucking PIN number.
like you do with an ATM to get in. So
With like an ATM, to play the sex game, you need to use the PIN number, because it's like an ATM to get into it. Do you understand me?
if you can sort of click on the right number, it's meant to keep kids out. Some people think
Great.
it's just
111 kids at home watching. You know what the code is now. You've seen it on Stuart's just doxed the code, the secret code to the sex game called Voyeur.
keep adults out. The kids will know how to figure that out. What's happening on the rating side while we wait for this to boot up?
Well, there's two philosophies. One
So they're
gives
waiting. They have to wait for the game to boot up. And there's a philosophy behind the sex game. We're going to get to hear this. This is brilliant. This could be even better than the last one we've seen. I don't want to get the hopes up, but at the moment I'm feeling very, very, very giddy about it. Shafay's Scarlet Shirt, thank you very much.
age-graded rating.
On the rating side while we wait for this to boot up.
Well, there's two philosophies. One gives age-graded ratings from the video game industry and makes the decision for you. The other tells you how much violence, how much language, and how much sex there is in a product, and lets you as the consumer or parent make your own decision.
Yeah. Well, on this one, this is just about to start up, and you can see here from this is a scene. What you do in this game is you kind of peer, kind of rear window meets mist, I think you described, Voyeur. There's a couple of crazy things in here, but there's Robert.
Whoa! Couple of crazy things in here, is it? It looks cack. Robert Culp. We got a couple of crazy things going on.
When this is just about to start up, and you can see here from this is a scene. What you do in this game is you kind of peer, kind of rear window meets mist, I think you described, Voyeur. And there's a couple of crazy things in here, but there's Robert Culp, Grace Zabriskie. I mean, wonderful actors, wonderful acting in here. In fact, Robert Culp won an award for his acting in this movie, CD, game, whatever it's called. It's really a great piece of interactive movie making. All right, Johnny, today we're going to show you.
Is it fuck? It looked rubbish. And that was an absolute lie from Shafay. And they didn't even delve into it. They built us up there for a minute with the talk about what was going to happen. It was an adult game. It was a sexy game. You had to put... What was all that shit about? The PIN code. You need to put in a PIN code like you're at the bank. 111. And then... For what? Just for that little glimpse. This is like Rear Window meets Mist, I suppose. It's a very sexy kind of game. Where you play a peeping Tom. Yeah, you're basically a pervert. And it's a point-and-click perversion sandbox game, which we've based on Mist. Kind of like a Lawnmower Man kind of graphics there. It's kind of shit. It looks shit. It's perverted. It's called Voyeur. Wouldn't go on sale nowadays.
For his acting in this movie, CD, game, whatever it's called. It's really a great piece of interactive movie making. All right, Johnny, today...
It's basically a peep and pump simulator.
Today we're going to show you 7 great new games that belong on your PC.
Pone Jones with the peep and pump.
One thing that has really made game playing a more exciting experience on a home computer has been the addition of quality sound effects and music. The king of game sounds is a guy from Austin, Texas, who they call the Fat Man.
Here we go. Is that the Fat Man there? Before we've even got into this, I don't think for a moment that's going to be the Fat Man. There's a guy with a 10-gallon hat there. Hilarious. He's not fat, but it's already hilarious. Okay, we're going to rewind that. I haven't seen this. This is fresh eyes. I've seen bits and pieces of the last one, but this is just brilliant.
Sounds is a guy has been the addition of quality sound effects and music.
Yep.
The king of game sounds is a guy from Austin, Texas, who they call the Fat Man.
Fat Man cometh.
George Sanger, also known as the Fat Man, is a musician on a mission to make the music you hear from your MIDI sound card sound as good as when...
So the Fat Man creates video music. He creates music for this kind of stuff here. Rubbish children's games. And he dresses in a 10-gallon hat and a weird red patch costume.
Musician on...
This is him here.
George Sanger, also known as...
George Sanger, or as he's known to his friends, Sandwich. Comdex. This is at Comdex convention here at Las Vegas, Nevada. The Slam Banger. is another name for him. Fergus Jackson in the chat says he's known as the Slam Banger. Tex Glitterman. Have we any more names before we roll on here? That's a great one from Jane Booth. Tex Glitterman. Ivan, why did you say Mandela effect? Hopefully we're not going to resurrect this guy. Mr. Midi is another one from Tobes. Wonder if I can get the chat up on the screen here as a window. Bear with me here now. Add a window in the fucking yoke. Add a window capture. New window, and then no, I can't do it. But we probably could if I was arsed, but I can't. The Ramstone Cowboy. Ram is in the random access memory. That's a great one. 10 Gallon Graham is another one. The Hat Man. Neil Pryor says Bear Stain Bears. Don't know what that means. Yurt Reynolds from Owen Doherty. Codec _ Shite Suit. Timestone Cowboy. Horny Rodeo. Mr. Ram Packer. I'm going to read the ones now that stand out for me. 32 Gallon Fat Man. Kiki was a Pistol Pete. Mr. Beige. I think we've already had the best ones. We're going to have to move on. Hat 32 is a final one there from Jamie Perrin. And also the Twat from Mike. I think Mike Johnson has won. And we'll move on there.
The Fat Man is a musician on a mission to make the music you hear from your MIDI sound card sound as good as when it was recorded.
Here's to gathering food from nature, to living off the land.
I think that we'd have rather eaten sand.
Singer
I think that we'd have rather eaten sand. So that's what he's creating. This guy is creating that stuff.
Known as The Fat Man is a musician on a mission to make the music you hear from your MIDI sound card sound as good as when it was recorded.
Here's to gathering food from nature, to living off the land.
I think that we'd have rather eaten sand.
Sanger began composing for computer games when the audio quality, as he puts it, was like ice cream truck music. After moving to Austin, Texas, he started a group, now known as Team Fat, to compose and record high-quality soundtracks for computer games. The team has produced the soundtracks for over 80 games, including Seventh Guest and Wing Commander. The Fat Man's concern with sound quality stems from the lack of standards among sound card vendors.
This huge new technology has been based on an incomplete spec. It's based on this thing called General MIDI, which doesn't have any provision for how loud one instrument should be compared to another. So through no fault of their own, these well-meaning computer peripheral manufacturers have created a whole slew of cards that sound great when you write for them. But when I'm writing on my Roland Sound Canvas, and everybody else who's writing for games is writing on that, the music that we...
What's he fucking on about, man? I lost him when he came on screen. I think one of the rules is if you're trying to be taken seriously, don't be going around wearing a fucking red suit with clouds on it and a 10-gallon hat. Otherwise, no one's gonna listen to what you're saying, man. There's too much going on, buddy. Howdy, partner. There's too much going on that suit of yours, partner. You're gonna have to mosey on out of the saloon. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, partner. You got a red suit with clouds on. What the fuck are you saying? This man survived Waco, says Mike Johnson.
Writing for games is writing on that. The music that we send out will sometimes, in fact, invariably, have one instrument that's a little too loud or a little too quiet, or actually what we found is we have entire musical passages that get lost.
To put some order into the sound card chaos, Sanger started a certification program for manufacturers called Fat Labs. When the cards pass the Fat Labs tests, they're awarded the Team Fat seal, a kind of personal insurance that the instruments on the sound card are properly balanced. The result is musical output that is more true to the original recording. Once a standard is established, George Sanger sees a new generation of games on the horizon.
we will be composing environments.
The fuck is that?
People who play the games will actually be creating pieces of music. They are, the piece that we write is the work of art. The person who performs it, in a way, participates in the art. So we're not writing songs, we're not writing music anymore.
Right.
We're writing these playgrounds in which someone can come and be a performer.
For the computer.
You're look at that. Do you get what I'm saying? We're doing playgrounds. What are you on about, man? Don't know what you're talking about. Look at this. Look at the end. You get what I'm saying here?
In which someone can come and be a performer.
For the computer.
Whoa! Did you see that little thing again there? That's something you do when you've the other person doesn't understand what you're saying. So you do that with your face.
Someone can come and be a performer.
For the computer.
Whoa! I wish I had a little audio of a bit of just to press when he's doing that face.
Computer. These playgrounds.
Oh, sorry, I've killed the audio, but look at that. It's a lovely loop. It's great stuff.
I'm Giles Bateman.
Wow, what a great package from Giles Bateman of Computer Chronicles. Talk to us online. Talk to us online. Download the info on the guests, okay, and talk to us online, okay? Hewlett Packard, 1-800-522-4477 for help on how to log on. Look at this. Talk to us online on --line ... Download info on guests and show topics. Join our forum. And then for info on how to log on, call this premium rate number where we'll make money off of telling you how to log on. And look at the fucking somber atmosphere which we've come back to. Usually it's a little bit more electric than this, and Stuart has some kind of pretend banter going on with the guests. There's a bit of head bobbing as if they've been talking to each other. Somebody's just after dying here in the studio of Computer Chronicles, and they're having and now let's have a moment of peace. Let's just go that again, look.
There are many different types of computers.
Sorry there, that fucking comma button. I want the comma.
Computer games, education.
Oh yeah, that's how you do it.
Action. Look at that. There are many different types of computer games. Computer games.
Oh yeah, the mullet. I did miss the mullet. In fact, I see. Wow! It's not just a mullet, but it's a brown leather jacket, and he's waiting in the rafters. The beauty of this shot is that the director has decided to include him maybe as a kind of, give the viewer an idea there's still more to come over than this lady here. But it still raises a few questions to what this guy is doing with his time while these two are getting it on over here. He's just standing there watching, and it's a beautiful brown leather jacket and chino. And then look at the trainers as well. It's an Adidas running shoes. Back in the days before the trainers or the runners were like fucking stylistically worn, they just wore running shoes like. And then it's a ponytail and beard scenario. It's great stuff. And there's a joystick. He's got the fucking, see this? He's got one of these. Playing with your joystick. Are you still playing with your joystick, are you? I seen you the last day on the YouTube. You were playing with your fucking joystick, man. Yeah. Good luck to you, man.
There are many different types of computer games: education, action adventures, strategy, simulations, and sports. We're going to start with one of the best new educational games. It's Astronomica from HyperQuest, and here to show it to us is Joni Stewart. Okay, this is sort of Myst meets Redshift, I think, as you described it.
Redshift?
It's a game, but you also learn stuff while you're doing it.
Yes, exactly. We've taken the subject of astronomy.
Wow, already HyperQuest, Joni Stewart from HyperQuest, and listen to the hyper fucking speed she's speaking at. It's Stewart has met his match. I could safely say that Stewart Chaffee will not be interjecting or rushing Joni at any moment through this based upon the first 3 seconds of hearing Joni Stewart speak. Also, her name is Joni Stewart. Joni Stewart, Stewart Chaffee. She's already half Chaffee. Let's have a look at this.
It's okay. This is sort of Miss Astronomica from HyperQuest, and here to show it to us is Joni Stewart. Okay, this is sort of Mist meets Redshift, I think, as you described.
Regains best customer. Thank you very much. Tell your man I said well. Maria Alexandrova. Thank you very much. The state of that fucking ponytail, says Maria.
It's a game, but you also learn stuff while you're doing it.
Yes, exactly. We've taken the subject of astronomy and we've married it with games that are fun to learn, but it's an interactive learning process. So
okay, show me.
It's fun. Okay, it involves a quest for a missing professor whose top secret project, Astronomica, has been canceled, and his daughter Sarah has come to us to ask for our help in finding her father. And we break into the SkyQuest complex, which is where we are now. And we are told that our mission is to reboot all the exhibits in the Exploratorium, which is where the action takes place. By rebooting the exhibits, we're playing puzzles, and there are 27 puzzles that are hidden in and around the Exploratorium.
Wow!
So we navigate our way through this 3D environment, as I'm doing, and there are hundreds of screens to make our way through. And I'm taking us up to the first, well, one of the puzzles, and this is the control panel for a puzzle.
Exploring planetary pinball.
And each one starts off with an overview.
The sun holds 9 planets in the web of its gravity.
So we get our little lesson here, and then we get instructions basically on how we're going. What's the physics of solving the game?
Exactly.
Okay, so let's play the game.
This little I button here gives you the objective. Okay, before we solve it, I'm going to take us into this question mark, the help panel. And here we meet the mentors. And
They just threw it all out the fucking window with a shit little boop. It was all going well until that. It wasn't really though. It was absolutely rubbish. It was very boring. And even Stewart Chaffee had to interject. I thought he wasn't going to interject, but he has done. He's asking what was going on. Okay, so we got a little history lesson going on over here. Boop!
The game?
Exactly.
Okay, so let's play the game.
This little I button.
So come on, play the fucking game. Come on.
Here gives you the objective. Okay, before we solve it, I'm going to take us into this question mark, the help panel. And here we meet
real Sonic the Hedgehog on the Master System jump noise.
The mentors, and we have Einstein, Galileo, a telescope director.
Check out Galileo down there. Looks like Alexei Sayle. I don't know who she is. Is that Margaret Thatcher? Einstein doesn't look like... He looks more like Hitler. With like Einstein kind of hair. That looks like Ken Doherty. And I really don't know any resemblance of that woman there.
And 2 grad students. We also have a fully interactive encyclopedia of astronomy with illustrations here, but we don't have time for that. So I'll click on Einstein.
Okay, see what Albert has to say.
An important part of genius is not to give up.
Okay, don't give up.
Sort of helpful.
Okay, don't give up. Don't give up. What a crap game.
Albert has to say.
An important part of genius is not to give up.
Okay.
Have you heard the fucking reverb, or the, what would you call that? Not reverb. Is it static? The audio clips were terrible. The hum and buzz, yeah. Mains hum. Bad compression. It's great to see some audio files. There, yeah. 60 hertz. The fucking point of the game is not to give up. Where was that recorded? In a fucking bee's nest.
Okay, see
listen,
what Albert has to say.
An important part of genius is not to give up.
Okay, don't give up.
Sort of helpful.
Okay, don't give up.
Okay. Now, the object of this game is to shoot a comet and then the outer planets and then the inner planets into their correct orbits. So you choose speed and a launch angle and fire.
Launch angle, right? Okay, and then we press the boop. We press the boop button. That will send something into space, right?
Ooh,
and that
crashed.
One,
we didn't
that one crashed.
Oh,
so
change.
Shit.
We tried
speed
different
or angle
speed,
or both.
right?
Oh, both.
Your comet is now in
And so we solved that puzzle.
Right. Well, we solved the
Whoa.
first part of it.
Right.
But all the puzzles have this sort of interactivity. There's build a telescope, launch a probe, plot a course, identify the constellations, create a universe, create a star. Okay, so this is now the second part of the puzzle where you have to launch the outer planets and then have the inner planets. But I don't think I have time to show it to you.
What the fuck are they on about? What are they on
That
about?
was our new objective. I'm going to take us out of this
What
puzzle.
the fuck is this game about, man?
And navigate out of the room, but before you leave any puzzle room, you have to check the wall monitors. Because if you don't, you can get kicked out of the game by the night watchman.
Okay, so you're sneaking in here to solve these puzzles and.
And he's following you, and he can
Okay.
kick you out, and that's no fun.
Okay, so what happens here?
So here we either get a message from Sarah, or we get to watch the night watchman.
Sarah is the professor's daughter.
Yes.
Listen, I wonder if there's going to be any more audio hum on this. Look.
We've got a real problem. The cooling system's messed up.
Perfect. Beautiful. Listen. Quality games. Andy Tan Nolan, thank you very much for the tip. And he says in his message, there's tans everywhere. 5 exclamation marks. And then that's at dildo. So if there's someone called dildo in the chat, there you go.
We've got a real problem. The cooling system's messed up. This whole place could blow. I'm going down to the tunnel to turn it off.
So that was a clue,
Okay.
clue for later.
All right, that's Astronomica. Very cool. Thank you very much.
Oh my God! What a epic load of cack, and sure, Chefé could not withhold himself from getting the fuck away from there. And look, she's on a platform. Can anybody see this platform here? We need to see this. We'll zoom in on that. I've never seen this before, and it also gives us a chance to really look at your man's shoes in fucking detail. That's coming up. Brown leather cow man. Don't have a cow man. Look at this. There's something to behold. But wait until you see this. Someone in the chat there is saying it's a power step. Sean Pellegrino is in the know. It's a power step. And look at Stuart Chefé's brown leather boot and a lovely, lovely chino just overlapping that. Do you know what? Infinitely cooler. There's a lot of people who still go with the fucking bootcut jean. You wouldn't get Stuart Chefé wearing a fucking bootcut jean and a slip-on shoe. The boot signifies power. Actually, no, I'm saying if he had a bootcut jean on there, it would make it look shit. Even if it was wearing boots, even if he was wearing boots, it would still look shit. So it's the boot cut that does the damage. It's like the advert about the car crash. You know, it was the fellow without the seat belt that did the damage. In this case, it was the fellow with the boot cut jeans that did the damage. Whereas if you wear a chino like that, it looks fucking sound. As for this, you don't want to get caught out wearing that. I mean, not even wearing it, but using one of those. And the director there is to blame in a big, massive fucking way, because that's made her look rubbish now. Her presentational piece, which she's just offered up to us there on that game about the planets and the stars with the bad audio, was phenomenal. Okay, blew us away. But now that we've seen this, nobody's gonna want to touch that fucking game with a 10-foot barge pole. And we'll move back just to see the way Stuart.
I'm going down to the tunnel to
the way Stuart wraps this up.
turn it off.
So that was a clue,
Okay.
clue for later.
All right, that's Astronomica. Very cool. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, in the action-adventure category of games, Wing Commander has been one of the leading titles for years, but now...
Wing Commander, and your one Missy Josie Stewart or Joni Stewart stays there.
Now, Wing Commander 3 is...
And now we get a better look at these faces on the back wall, which we've seen since the beginning of the show. I've been very interested in these, where they came from, what they're about. It's kind of a Lawnmower Man vibe. I've never seen Lawnmower Man, but I've seen screenshots and it looks rubbish. Even as a kid in the video shop, going into the video shop when the owl fellow was getting a video or film, I was looking around and, you know, you'd see all these new movies, and as a kid you'd think, whoa, what's that? What, Hellraiser? That looks fucking mad. A man with a load of spikes in his head. Or, wow, the Lawnmower Man. That looks fucking class, man. And then you see it and it's fucking rubbish. It's like a Windows 95 graphical representation of some kind of mad shit. I believe maybe was that a whatchamacallit? The same guy who did Naked Lunch, was it? Or fucking... What was his name? They made a movie out of that. I'm going to wait for the low latency chat to fill me in. Cronenberg, David Cronenberg. Was it Stephen King, was it? William Burroughs. Burroughs did the Naked Lunch, wrote the book, and then Cronenberg did the film. Anyway, I'll skip along here because I don't want to be wasting your fucking time, even though it is 24 minutes past 1 in the morning. Nick, the 69er, thank you very much. How's the Silicone Guru doing these days? Haven't heard from the Silicone Guru in a long time. But I'd say a guy like that is probably doing well. You know, he knew what was going on. He knew the lay of the land. He was as wide as a gate. Silver Pixie, thank you very much. And Brickfield Parks, the session, thank you very much. Wang Commander 3, you say. Look at Stuart's look here. Is that a look of disdain, or is it just like a badly chosen frame of which to pause the film on? We'll have a little look here and see.
And it is Astronomica. Very cool. Thank you very much. All right, in the action...
The transition, sorry, just before we go away. Okay, that's very good. Thank you very much. And then back. It's that split second that I'm interested in. It's the transition of emotion.
Okay.
Clue for later.
All right, that's Astronomica. Very cool. Thank you very much.
Lovely stuff. It's very... We can pinpoint it. Yeah, look at this. Cheeky. And then back to that. Okay, that's Wing Astro Commander. Thank you very much. And straight on. Let's have a look at the cut there. Because it cuts on a frame. Yeah, we can see that. Look at that. Yeah. Anyway.
All right, in the action-adventure category of games, Wing Commander has been one of the leading titles for years, but now Wing Commander 3 has come out, and
Wing Commander 3, and someone just said in the tip there, Brickfields Park, Wang Commander 3. Wang, of course, slang for penis. Chifet's Wank Hand, not for games. Thanks very much for the tip. Let's have a look and see what this guy has got going on with Wing Commander 3. A lot of hopes. We're only 9 minutes into this. It's 1:30 in the morning. I'm not sure whether or not we'll finish it all, but I'm pretty sure that we probably will. There's nothing else to do.
Is a spectacular game. Mark Day is going to show us how to play it. First of all, this comes on 4.
Check out the line. Now, I've been very on the fence recently about this shaving the fucking line business. Had to do it the other day because people were saying I was a neckbeard. Now I had to look up what neckbeard was on the internet. It's not a good thing at all. It's actually a term of disendearment. It's a term used as an abuse. It's an abuse term. It means that you're not right. And so I started shaving there to try and give myself a line. And I'm still, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm still trying my best out here. I'm on my own. It's a hard world to land yourself in. I'm not sure if that's right or if I need to go another few inches up there. I'm sure. What do you think there, lads, in the chat? Is that a reasonable line? Does it need to be another inch or two up, or where are we going? Because the problem I feel as though is I don't want to end up like that, where it looks exactly like you should have a bit more hair down there. It's like when you see lads with sideburns that have a kind of they've shaved the sideburns into a kind of a point. It looks grand. Thanks very much. I can't really, I know that's nice and thanks very much, but I can't really rely. Maybe that people are just being nice. It looks grand. Yeah. Okay, thanks very much. I wasn't looking for support. I was just looking for a bit of direction on what to do. And I'm just think that maybe this here is a little bit too much on your man. But that's 1995. Maybe this was the crack in 1995.
But now Wing Commander 3 has come out, and it is a spectacular game. Mark Day is going to show us how to play it. First of all, this comes on 4 CDs. This has to be one heck of a game. I have visions of sort of moving discs in and out.
Absolutely not. It's played similar to playing a Laserdisc at home. Once you're done with disc 1, you move on to disc 2, and you do not.
Whoa, this is Mark Day from Origin Electronic Arts, and once you move on to disc 2, you do not
go back.
You do not go back. Let's just go back and hear that again.
Game. Mark Day is going to show us how to play it. First of all, this comes on 4 CDs. This has to be one heck of a game.
Whoa, Final Fantasy 3 or 7 came on 3 discs, and I didn't even finish the first. Why? Because it required too much concentration.
Visions of sort of moving discs in and out?
Absolutely not. It's played similar to playing a Laserdisc at home. Once you're done with disc 1, you move on to disc 2, and you do not go back. So you play through it in a linear fashion.
Okay, now this has really been described as a paradigm shift in games. I mean, this really is an interactive movie, isn't it?
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, here's an interactive sequence that we're looking at right now. It's the arrival of Admiral Tolwyn onto the space carrier. You're involved in an intergalactic struggle with the alien Karathi.
It's just like watching fucking Star Wars. The shit that we have to watch today doesn't look anything as good as this.
And this is demonstrating the interactive nature. We have both linear storytelling, sort of traditional filmmaking, as well as giving the player the ability to make a choice.
Well, the legendary Colonel.
Sorry, I'm really sorry about this. I have to go for the toilet, and be back in a moment. But this looks hilarious. He looks like he's kind of a Rutger Hauer cross with Kiefer Sutherland vibe, where it's none of the above. Well, what does he say?
Well,
the
legendary Colonel.
The legendary Colonel. Stop for a bit. Smash someone's fucking drums in at the end of that. Smash someone's fucking drum kit in. Look up Kiki Mindphone, thank you very much. Now let's have a look at this amazing game. It's none other than Wing Commander 3. It looks fucking incredible. Looks unbelievable.
As well as giving the player the ability to make a choice.
Well, the legendary Colonel. It's good to see you again. Thank you, Admiral.
So Mark Hamill, exactly. You can either choose to score points with the Admiral, you know, somewhat brown nose the Admiral.
He didn't wash his hands. How do you know I didn't wash my hands? What was that little dance about there? Was it just an impromptu dance for fucking shits and giggles, or was it a way of shaking the fucking water off the hands? Because I didn't sufficiently dry the hands enough, because I was so fast getting back to make sure that you weren't left hanging.
Or decide we're all equal.
Thank you, Admiral.
So Mark Hamill,
make a choice.
exactly. You can either choose to score points with the Admiral, you know, somewhat brown-nose the Admiral, or you know, decide we're all
brown-nose the
equal.
Admiral?
We'll choose the latter there.
And that's going to determine the direction of the
exactly.
story
That
now.
will determine really your relationship with your the other members of your team.
Okay.
So within the game, I'm just going to move on from here. You move around the flight carrier Victory, moving up to the flight deck. And we'll just go and get a mission briefing real quickly.
Welcome,
and so what we've done is we've really combined, you know, the
As
best
you may or
aspects
may
of
not
traditional
know, we are
filmmaking
currently
with
en route to
interactive. You see, before every mission, of which there are 50, you receive a briefing from either Admiral Tolwyn or the captain of the ship.
Gentlemen, I give you the
He's presenting you with a brand
Confederation's
new weapon
finest
that they've just created to help hopefully ultimately defeat the Kilrathi. And I'm just going to move right into the mission.
So we can actually get into the shoot 'em up action
Exactly.
Get
And
in
again,
this,
there's
it's
the
fucking
interactive movie. There's sort of traditional.
Can you get into the
movie,
shoot 'em
as
up
well as
action,
the fully
please?
functional combat flight simulator that's state of the art. So you see Mark
Terrible
getting on,
stuff.
I should say Colonel Blair, Mark
Okay,
Hamill.
Mark
It's
Hamill.
you get them confused sometimes.
All right, so we're loading up the mission right now,
Exactly.
and we're going to get out there and
Terrible
fly
stuff.
around,
fly and shoot.
blow up the bad
Okay,
guys.
Right. And here we are.
And so we're leaving the
Look
deck of
at
the
that fucking HUD. What is that on the left? That doesn't tell you anything. That's the top of the pops 1970s on BBC4 backdrop. That doesn't tell you anything about flying a spacecraft through a portal at fucking ridiculous speeds. That probably tells you the status of your ship. I imagine that's a navigational aid. This looks terrible. If you came into a crash, that stick that you're using there, you'd go straight into the fucking stick. You'd lose your cock.
carrier.
Terrible stuff.
And moving into enemy territory.
Wow, that's nice.
Absolutely,
Tell ya.
fully modeled texture
Stuart
map,
Chaffee
polygon
really
graphics.
earning the fucking Chaffee with the wows and the... That's amazing. He's done that 1,000,000 times tonight.
It's a 3D flight simulator, I should say space flight simulator.
Right, he needs to tell us after a minute of showing us what it is. He needs to remind us it's a 3D flight simulator, because there's no real way of knowing what it is.
Show us a little bit of the action arcade stuff there.
Certainly.
Show us the action arcade stuff there.
Moving for the kill here. Unfortunately, they're approaching from a little far away in this
That's all right,
battle.
we'll give you time.
Listen to the little muffled. It's okay. I'll give you time. I'll give you time. If you need headphones for this, guys, because there's so many subtleties to Stuart Chaffee's brilliance that you're missing out on. It's okay. I'll give you time. I'll give you time. Because your man knows that Stuart Chaffee doesn't give time. Stuart Chaffee is time. Okay, you deal with him, and if you lose Chaffee, you lose time. And he knows he's losing Chaffee at this moment. But Chaffee does softly say like this. He goes, his mouth probably isn't even moving. We can't see it, but I can imagine Chaffee's mouth is like this. It's okay. I'll give you time. I'll give you time. Watch this. Watch this.
Far away.
Listen, listen.
Unfortunately, they're approaching from a little far away in this
That's
battle.
all right, we'll give you time.
Unfortunately, they're approaching from a little far away. It's okay. I'll give you time. I'll give you time. It's great stuff. It's amazing stuff. I hope you're enjoying this.
Unfortunately, they're approaching from a little far away in this
That's
battle.
all right, we'll give you time.
Oh, there's one that snuck up on me.
Now, how do you manage the kind of speed you need for this arcade action and coming with the CD-ROM? Which,
Well, in this case, it does play off the CD-ROM. You're given, as a player, you're given the option to load more or less
On
of
your
the
hard
game
drive?
onto your hard drive as to
Your hard drive.
system's needs, as well as the game can be played, as we're seeing right now, in VGA, or it can also be played, we were watching SVGA, it can be played in VGA, which for people of different systems, and I have just been destroyed.
No, the expert.
I did not do well. I turned to talk, and
That's all right. So
blown out.
Oh!
Out of
the
I did not-
expert.
which for people of different systems, and I have just been
No,
destroyed.
the
I did not-
expert.
I did not do well. I turned to talk, and
That's all right. It's,
blown out of
it's hard to
space.
fight and talk at the same time.
Absolutely.
All right, Wing Commander 3 looks great. Thanks a lot,
You're
Mark.
very welcome.
All right, as we've
It
just
really
seen computer
does sound
games-
like he's saying Wang Commander.
Okay. All right, Wing Commander 3 looks great. Thanks a lot,
You're
Mark.
very welcome.
All right, as we've just seen, computer games have become full-scale Hollywood productions. Now, how do they integrate all these movie stars into a computer game? We're going to show you a few examples from two of the leading interactive game companies, Rocket Science Games and Mechadeus.
Fuck off, no way.
Tully, I'm gonna fry your...
The way his face morphed into that fella there. Tully, I put a fly up your ass. Tully. See that there again?
Rocket Science Games and Mechadeus.
Fucking Mechadeus. Mechadeus, Mechadeus. Mechadeus, Mechadeus. Tully, I put a fly up your ass, Tully.
Of the leading interactive game companies, Rocket Science Games and Mechadeus.
Tully, I'm gonna fry your ass.
What? Tully, I'm gonna fry your ass. Who's Tully? And I love the little... Well, I don't love it. It's nightmarish. But the fucking transition fade from Shafay's mush into this guy. Tully, I'm gonna fry your ass.
Games and Mechadeus.
Tully, I'm gonna fry your ass.
This is Ned Beatty, a
He just laughs like...
film and television actor and now a character in a computer game called Lodestar from Rocket Science. Lodestar is a science fiction adventure that mixes live-action sequences with digitally painted backdrops, computer graphics with tiny 3D models, and full-sized mock-ups. It's an example of a new generation of computer games that mixes the digital with the physical. Beatty plays a futuristic sheriff and the nemesis of outer space truck driver Tully Bodine, played by Barry Primus. The goal is simple.
Have you seen how all the games are just fucking like Star Wars? Just a fucking rip-off of Star Wars. They're shite, like. They're all just... And this was 1995. You know, that was fucking 20 years after this was... Star Wars was made. Like, fucking hell, lads. Get a grip. Maybe they just re-released all the Star Wars on VHS or something and it was in vogue again.
If not obvious, players must maneuver the Lodestar craft into a spaceport to rescue a load of camels stranded on the moon. Several gigabytes of video clips were compressed
have some camels stranded on the moon.
and arranged so stranded on the moon. Maneuver the Lodestar craft into a spaceport to rescue a load of camels stranded on the moon.
Rescue loads of camels stranded on the moon. Sounds like a great idea for a game. Who's your lead character? This guy called Tully, and I'm gonna put a fly in his ass. And then after that happens, we have to go save some camels. They're being stranded on the moon. Right, like that Sting song. Right, you're on the same page. Now, what's the theme? What's the treatment? Basically like that fucking Star Wars movie from 20 years ago. Remember that, Tully?
Several gigabytes of video clips were compressed and arranged so that no two plays are alike. The mixture of Hollywood and Silicon Valley leads to some strange but ingenious combinations. Characters and models are filmed separately, then composited over digital backgrounds. These create a realistic link to the game's fantastic environment.
Realistic link.
Tully, I'm gonna fry your ass.
And here we are again.
Also counting on movie star...
We've seen it before. They wanted to show us again.
Magnetist.
Tully, I'm gonna fry your ass.
I bought a fry your ass. Is it? I'm about to fry your ass? Or is he after buying a fry in a cafe or something? It's just like a fucking...
Also game's fantastic environment.
Tully, I'm gonna fry your ass.
Also counting on movie star magnetism is Daedalus Encounter from Mechadeus. The characters in this game include some well-known flesh and blood actors, including film star Tia Carrera and Christian Bochet. The human actors have to stretch their imaginations to the limit to create the illusion of reality within a digital world.
The game is played through the eyes of a third party called Casey,
I am
who actually is
constipated.
a
Thank you so
disembodied
much.
brain on the ship.
Brain.
And he can control a remote control probe.
So you got a
that can
probe.
fly around with the characters as they
Right.
explore the ship. And this is the interactivity branching here.
Wow.
For the game. You help the characters at various points. You have to solve puzzles. You have to go out and find objects. and it helped them defeat creatures which are flying around the ship. They're kind of like flying piranha that we
all
call
the guys
Kryn.
in this have a same look. They all look kind of similar. This is 1513 with this fella. Let's go back to Voyeur at the very beginning. Remember that guy, Johnny Wilson? There's this guy here, Johnny Wilson, who was mad into testosterone-driven frolics.
Build your empire and annihilate other people's empires.
And he wants to annihilate people.
If you need to.
And there's some violence in there too, so you get a chance to sort of, beat guys and play war.
That's for sure. If you're a testosterone-driven guy, you're there.
Right. Okay, Sully, I'm going to fry your ass. And then we go back to this lad here in the teal polo shirt. It's a real Francis Dollarhide scenario.
It helped them defeat
And thank you very much to the constipated trio of tips there. Very, very kind of you, lads.
creatures which are flying around the ship. They're kind of like flying piranha that we call Kryn.
Living actors will undeniably add a new dimension of realism to computer games. Whether they'll add pleasure to the game-playing experience is too early to tell. For the Computer Chronicles, I'm Giles Bateman.
Giles Bateman back with another amazing package. Woo! Smash the fucking camera in with the fire.
Strategy games are one of my favorite categories. These are the games
Are they
that
really?
keep you up
Sure,
until
they're
4
not. You don't play games. Sure, Chef A doesn't fucking play games. He's a liar, but he's a great liar, and that's why he's still doing the job.
o'clock in the morning. Strategy games are one of my favorite categories. These are the games that
Is it fuck?
keep you up until 4 o'clock in the morning because you
Do they fuck?
refuse to quit until you solve the next phase of the game. One of the best new strategy games is Master of Magic, and Jim Cowlishaw is here to show it to us. Jim, what's the point in
Wow.
Master of Magic? What am I trying to do?
Oh, in Master of Magic, you take on the role of a wizard, competing against up to 4 other wizards to try to conquer 2 different worlds that we have in the game.
Get to
Okay, so this is one of the worlds here.
Right. This is the world of Arcanus right here. It's the most
Arcanus.
Earth-like world.
So
right here we can see
Arcanus over here. This is our simulated world land. Look at the land map there. Look. Fucking hell. Game, spells, armies, cities, magic, info, and plane. Crazy stuff. Let's have a little look at Arcanus there. Big shout out to Riley Reid, everyone. Who'd have thought Riley Reid watches this show? But you never know. You never know who's watching. That's why you should do it, folks. You never know who's watching. And she's after tipping €3 as well.
Okay, so this is one of the worlds here.
Right. This is the world of Arcanus right here. It's the mostly Earth-like world. Right here we can see we've got this city. Got a couple cities on our world right here. These are cities that I control, and purple here, that's the some adversary, another
so
wizard
that's controlled by other guys, the bad guys.
Yeah, he's
What's all
moving
those
in on my
sparklies
territory.
I'm seeing there.
These are magic nodes. I've already they give me magic every turn. I've already conquered these, and
Okay.
so they're showing that yes, I control these, and each one of these squares that has the animation over it.
Okay, so what should we go after now? What should we try to get?
Okay, we have these creature layers also in the game that contain great amount of treasure, but they're guarded by monsters. We'll go ahead and move 3 of my units into this layer and see if we can get some treasure. This right here is telling me that...
You heard the music. Listen to the music.
We'll go ahead and move 3 of my units. Great amount of treasure, but they're guarded by monsters. We'll go ahead and move 3 of my units into this layer and see if we can get some treasure. This right here is telling me that yes, we've spotted some hellhounds within this.
Okay, so there's neat
creature.
stuff you want there, but there's guys defending them.
Exactly.
Wow.
All right, so what are all the elements in this battle?
Okay, right now we can see that yes, there were hellhounds in there, but there didn't happen to mention the fact that there was this nasty demon lord, this fire elemental, and this
And we've
lesser...
a nasty demon lord there, guys. Nasty demon lord and a couple of fucking cats with wings on their backs. A fire thing. Looks like a chimp there. And you've got a couple of hounds and a fucking cursor there as well. What could happen here?
Demon right here, also in there.
Okay, and what are your guys?
These are the 3 guys that I moved in down here. These are my 2 heroes and my great worm. And
a great worm. Sorry, I thought that was a cursor. It's a great worm.
what you can do is you can move each one of your guys individually and determine, I'll move this guy up 2 spaces there.
Wow.
And I could decide if I wanted this hero right there, if I decided I want him to choose any number of spells that I happen to learn
that I happen to have learned at the moment, or if I wanted him
spells, these guys.
to just move or whatever, I
So
can
they
just
can
control.
cast spells against the bad guys. They can just shoot arrows at the bad guys.
Right, or use their normal weapons or
So you've got to figure out the strategy of what's right given the enemies you've got.
Right,
here.
if you have archers, you might want to hold them back instead of moving them forward, so the
Okay.
archers use their ranged weapons.
Holy
Right now, I
shit.
just click on the auto button.
Wedding ring, look. It's married. Thank you very much, Shifay's gamer chair there, and I yearn for Dump, Riley Reid, Why Can't I Poop, all these amazingly hilarious names that have tipped in as well. I just can't contain the laughter. Also, this is really taking my attention at the moment, so thank you very much for the tips.
Which what that does is that just has the computer control both sides. It eliminates some of the strategy aspect for some people that don't want to get bogged down with some of the details of maneuvering each unit individually.
All right, so you won that game.
So I won that game, and in there I got
So we got
this-
some good stuff.
Right, I got a spell and some chainmail. This chainmail I have now, I can give to any one of the heroes that happen to be
So
in
you're
that
better
battle.
armed for another battle. that
Right,
might come
I'll
down
give
the
it to
line.
that guy.
Snork. You got
and
Snork
here
up
I am
there.
learning that
Well,
new
this is some new
spell.
spell that you got. That's cool.
Right, this is the new spell.
Wow,
and,
you got a new spell.
Here the spell is being added to my
I have
spell.
to tell you, we've been watching this for an hour and a half now. This has to be the weirdest bit of the whole fucking thing. I thought that the planets was the strangest bit there about 20 minutes ago. This is a whole new level because the music, the pace actually isn't bad. The game looks cack, but the pace of it looks good. There's enough going on to make Stuart go, all right, okay, what's going on? He doesn't really have to be probing, do you know, with like he was with Baldur's Gate. And there you've got a summoning book. Look, you've got war bears, sprites, guardian spirits, magic spirit. Crazy, crazy, crazy game.
Now, there's a diplomacy part of this, right, too? I mean, you can make alliances with some of the other bad guys.
Right, like
Can you fuck?
Here's the purple guy right here is like infringing on my territory. You can go to this screen right there, and this shows me the different wizards that are in the
Okay,
game.
maybe try to make a deal with him.
Right, here's purple right here, and right now, see, he hates me. And
Okay.
he's at war with me. That's why he's moving into my territory.
And make sure you
right
don't
now.
get cheated.
Lovely little flick of the face there from Stuart Chaffee, an absolute consummate professional in the darkest of times. Look at the little flick of the face here, like a lamb.
Okay.
Look at this.
He's at war with me. That's why he's moving into my territory.
Whoa. There you are, blinking, you missed
And
it.
right now, see, he hates me. And
Okay.
he's at war with me. That's why he's moving into...
Okay, look, it's almost as Stuart is going, this guy. This is he's dealing with a married man here.
To my territory.
And make sure you
right
don't
now.
get cheated when you make the deal with them.
Right.
All right, Master Magic, we got to move on. Thanks a lot.
That was a real fuck off, wasn't it? There was no goodbye, there was no nothing. Stuart needed to get out of there fast. Thanks a lot. And there's a posture scenario here. There's no footstool or raised foot piece, which we found for the woman earlier on. No stand. The jeans are an incredible feature. The top, baggy as you like, but there's been a lot of slouching going on. Stuart
Okay,
needs
let's
to
get
move
cheated when you
fast.
make the deal with them.
Right.
All right, Master Magic, we got to move on. Thanks a lot. Okay, let's go over here and take a look at NASCAR racing. Now, one of the neat things about computer games is that they let you do things you could never otherwise do, like...
Oh, yeah? What's that, Stuart? What the fuck have you been doing? Huh? Doing stuff you could never do, is it? Is this voyeur game you were fucking playing earlier on with the fucking Johnny Wilson? was
Build
it?
your empire and annihilate other people's empires. if you need
Annihilate
to.
other people, is it? What about this fucking peep show one you got going?
For his acting in I think he
Yes,
described
you
voyeur.
fucking creep. Huh?
And there's, a couple of crazy things in here, but there's Robert Culp, Grace Zabriskie. I mean,
Grace Zabriskie, is it?
Wonderful.
Grace fucking Zabriskie, is it? Fucking hell, it's a real stock hammer buzz, isn't it? Stock hammer, like kind of older stock hammer, Gilfy kind of vibe. And who is this? Was she one of the Golden Girls or something? She was in Seinfeld. She was the owl lady in Seinfeld. She was fucking George's Bird's mother in Seinfeld.
Actors, wonderful acting in it. In fact, Robert Culp won an award for his acting in this movie, CD, game, whatever it's called. It's really a great piece. Thanks a lot. Okay, let's go over here and take a look at NASCAR.
Oh yeah, let's go over here.
Racing. Now, one of the neat things about computer games is that they let you do things you could never otherwise do, like
like what, Stuart? What the fuck are you getting at, man? Huh?
Drive a souped-up race car in the NASCAR circuit. Fred Butters is with Papyrus, and they're the guys who make NASCAR racing. And
Cock Zuckerberg, thank you very much. And Fred Butters from Papyrus Design Group's about to lay it on thick here.
And this is pretty cool simulation here. Show me how you play this.
Okay, NASCAR is a game that lets you experience driving a high-performance race car. In the main menu here, let me take you into the options, and you can go into the controls. Most of our users tend to use a joystick or a steering wheel instead of the keyboard. You can also change the race length from 100% 3 to 4 hour battle to 50% or as low as desired.
Wow.
Most beginners choose
Chad's Gotta Go. Thank you very much, Chad's Gotta Go, for that very kind-hearted tip there. €11 high-intensity streaming, you say. Well, that's amazing stuff. I'm glad someone's getting something out of it. Anyway, I thought I was the only one, Chad, if that is your name.
Around with car damage, yellow flags, and pace lap off.
Okay, sort of easier mode for you.
Exactly. And as your experience level increases, you can change the weather from a beautiful sunny 70-degree day to cold,
do it in the slosh or rain or whatever.
You bet.
Okay.
What we'll do is I'll take you into a quick race here.
Driving aids.
I'll take you into a quick race here, and before you race, you can choose any of these 9 tracks, which are...
Whoa, you got Atlanta, Bristol, Darlington, Loudon, Martinsville, Michigan, Phoenix, Talladega, Watkins Glen, and Dunn. You know that track? You ever raced Dunn, kid?
Are replicated.
These are real tracks.
You ever raced NASCAR around Dunn?
Actually from NASCAR Winston Cup circuits. And we'll go into Atlanta. But before you practice...
He's playing with the little stick in again. I seen you on YouTube the last day, man, playing with your little stick. Yeah, don't you are, man? You're a fucking stick player. You love playing with your little joystick, don't you?
Practice, qualify, or race, go into the garage to fine-tune your car. You can change the tires, compound and pressure, how much fuel you carry, the spoilers, suspension, gears. And a good thing is that beginners have an option of loading any of 4 pre-installed setups to get them up and running immediately.
Wow.
Okay, we'll go into a race here. And what you're going to see is not video playback, it's actually being rendered real time. You're actually in a 3D world.
Sounds terrible. Sounds absolutely ludicrous.
Okay, so this is really responding to all my movements in the joystick.
Exactly. So this is the race right here, and we actually have 3 different views. We have
that's
an
the car
in-car
view.
We have an outside car view, and we have...
Have you heard the noise of the car? The beginning was, and then the acceleration was, go back again for that.
Okay, so this is really responding to all my movements in the joystick.
Exactly. So this is the race right here, and we actually have 3 different views. We have
that's
an
the
in-car
car
view,
view.
we have an outside car view, and we actually have another outside car view. Now, while you're driving, you can keep track of your standings. You can see in the lower right-hand corner there, the standings.
I spun off like
here.
Fucking spun off,
hard
man.
to talk in race.
Right.
Spun off. You fucked it up, man.
Also, you can talk to your pit crew to let your crew
You can
know
talk.
what
Hey, you can talk to your. He's saying the man's saying you can talk to the pit group. I can't wait to hear the fucking audio on that. If it's, I really hope they've tried to digitize real human voice where it just goes like, Lap 32, you need to come over and pit stop now. Okay, you don't know. Lap 32, you need to come and refuel the car. Lap 32 coming up. Pull for pit stop. Please let it be like that. Please let it. Fingers crossed, okay? Please, we want some of that shit.
You need to
So when you get into the pit, here's what I want, here's what I need.
It'll be done automatically, exactly. And you can see the clarity of the Super VGA graphics on the machine.
None. Nothing. They didn't even have that.
Now, when you're done racing, you can go into a replay
I'm not done. We were really enjoying the race, man. We were fucking in the middle of a real virtual experience there. It felt like we were really watching the Formula 1 at Spa the other day, man.
Mode and watch how the race unfolded from any of our 12 different
Wow.
cameras.
Wow.
One other last feature I'd like to talk about is our multiplayer. This has the option of letting our customers call up and dial and race against each other via their modem, or you can do it with two computers with a direct connect no modem cable.
But I could race against a guy in another city somewhere.
Why would two grown men want to do that? Why would Stuart Chaffee want to do that? He's fucking 58. He's 6. He looks like he's 62. Why would he? I wouldn't want to do that.
How fast a modem do we need?
9600 baud rate.
Well, pretty cool. Okay, thanks a lot.
That's a lie.
All
That's
right,
a
now
lie
computer-
face. Look at the lie face.
How fast a modem do we need?
9600 baud rate.
Well, pretty cool. Okay.
Beautiful. We can pinpoint the moment that the lie becomes reality for Stuart. There we go. There's the lie. There we go.
Well, pretty cool. Okay, thanks a lot.
And what was oh, look at that. Doom, doom, doom. If you freeze on that frame there and you drop the color and then put a kind of, what would you put, like a dark drone or dark fucking drone sound or something? Dark drones, an album. Is that a fucking... Do you have that? That fucking camera on there, look. Firefox.
Oh, okay, thanks.
We need a different one. We a different one. Maybe that you want a full. You want the volume on.
All right. Well, how fast a modem do we need?
9600 baud rate.
Well, pretty cool. Okay, thanks a lot. How fast a modem do we need?
9600 baud rate.
Well, pretty cool. Okay, thanks a lot. All right, now computer. How fast a modem do we need?
9600 baud rate.
Well, pretty cool. Okay, thanks a lot. All right, now computer sports simulations are getting...
best. That would have been the best. We lost it.
So, but I could race against a guy in another city somewhere. How fast a modem do we need?
9600 baud rate.
Well, pretty cool. Okay, thanks a lot. All right.
Another one there, just another one. Another one, look.
We're do it with two computers with a direct connect no modem to it.
But I could race against a guy in another city somewhere. How fast a modem do we need?
9600 baud rate.
Well, pretty cool. Okay, thanks a lot. All right. Well, how fast the modem doing?
9600 baud rate.
Well, pretty cool. Okay, thanks a lot.
Tonight on Dispatches, Stuart Chaffee.
How fast the modem doing?
9600 baud rate.
Well, pretty cool. Okay, thanks a lot.
When Computer Chronicles became Computer Nightmares. Tonight at 9 on 4. Dispatches, Chaffee.
How fast the modem doing?
9600 baud rate.
Well, pretty cool. Okay, thanks a lot.
So one more, just see if there's any more in the box there.
All right, now.
Fuck, I don't think
letting our customers call up and dial and race against each other via their modem, or you can do it with two computers with a direct connect and no modem to it.
Well, I could race against a guy in another city somewhere. How fast the modem doing?
9600 baud rate.
Well, pretty cool. Okay, thanks a lot. All right, now computer sports simulations are getting so good.
Or you can do it with two computers with a direct connect and no modem to it.
One more, sorry.
But I could race against a guy in another city somewhere. How fast the modem do we need?
9600 baud rate.
Well, pretty cool. Okay, thanks a lot.
Tonight at 9 on 4, Stuart Chaffee, the presenter from Computer Chronicles.
Do it with two computers with a direct connect and no modem to it.
But I could race against a guy in another city somewhere. How fast the modem do we need?
9600 baud rate.
Well, pretty cool. Okay, thanks a lot.
He was the man, he was the face of computers for over a decade. Stuart Chaffee. Tonight at 9 on Dispatches, we go into the unseen world of Stuart Chaffee's computer game fascination. Just how far was he willing to go to show the world how good a NASCAR game could be?
All right, now computer sports simulations are getting so good.
Put that back and put the color on it. Firefox back transform fit to screen, and then turn the fucking saturation up. There we go as well. That's nice now.
It's like watching TV and having control of the players.
Thanks very much. Zoom in and fade to black. I don't know how to fucking do that yet. I'll find out how to do that, and we'll be on to a winner.
Perhaps the best of the category is the new Front Page Sports Football from Sierra Online. Stephen Miles is here to coach us with it.
Hi, Stuart.
All right, now in this game in Front Page Sports, you can actually be a coach or a player, right? You can do either end.
Right.
All right, show us a little bit of the game.
All right. The nice thing about Football Pro 95 is it was designed to be attractive to a wide diversity of players. The novices are able to go in and play in what we call a coach-only mode, where you're able to just select a particular play. Let's go ahead and start a game that's already in process.
Dead air.
Now we can see from the play.
I love that dead air there. Let's go back to that. Like Stuart was dying to see, what's going on here. He wanted to fill that in. Lovely hair as well there. A bit like mine. Look at that there. That's fucking weird. What's that about? Oh, that's where the shades were. Jeez, I thought I was going bald there. at that particular point of my head. Like, I know recede is, I mean, you can't fucking
Let's
fight
go ahead
the
and start a
recede, it's
game
coming
that's
up.
already in process.
Have you heard the creaking in the background? You can even hear the hard drive fucking going overtime.
Able to just select a particular play. Let's go ahead and start a game that's already in process. Now we can see from the play calling screen here that you're able to select from the playbook any play that you'd like. In this case, we'll select a pass. Now all I have to do in the coach only mode is to hit the button to actually do the hike, and from there the players on the field take over.
All right, so the computer's running the action right now.
Right.
And it tells you what happened.
Just contrast this with the fact that we already seen a Madden game from 4 years later, and Stuart was going, "Oh, this is the best I've ever seen." And I thought he was talking shite, but little did I know that 4 years prior to that, he was watching this. Ugh.
Now here we have a description.
So he really was telling the truth
What happened
about those muscles.
In the play and the major players that were involved in that. We're also able to see an instant replay, so that if you want to see that over again.
There's two lads on the pitch down there. Look, watch this.
So that if you want.
Oh, right there. Yeah, sorry, I thought it was the other way around. I thought that was your man's arse.
To see that over again, you can do that. But the nice thing about Front Page Sports Football Pro 95 is that you can really go in and edit the ones that you've done previously. For instance, this is one where Barry Sanders did a particularly long run for a touchdown.
Barry Sanders runs a long one for a TD, a touchdown.
Now
So
we
this
can
is
watch
an instant replay again of a play that took place before.
Correct. Here you can see Barry Sanders take the handoff, run around the side, the guy misses his tackle, and he runs in for the touchdown.
TD. Okay.
Now, if you wanted this to look a little more
for a TD, okay,
more dramatic, you could rewind it back.
Stuart Chaffee has the same kind of thing for every game. When he sees stuff, he just like calls it as it is and goes, "Oh, a touch run for a TD, okay." And you see, you got your little action there. Okay, all right. Where's this little bear going? What's this little bear about? Oh, it's a little bear. Okay. He's very good. He's very good at what he does.
To the beginning, pull up what we call the CAMS control, zoom in, and advance it a little ways. Now maybe when you're actually getting to the edge and you see this tackle coming over that gets missed, maybe you'll want to zoom in for dramatic effect. You can go in and frame by frame, zoom in a little bit, advance a frame, zoom in a little bit more, advance another frame, and then maybe you want to pivot it around so that you can see a better view of the man missing the tackle.
Why would you want to
From
do
there,
any
you can
of this
just continue
shit?
on. And now, for a little more dramatic effect, when he goes into the end zone, maybe you want to see the guys that are pursuing.
Got your sky cam working there.
Right. And Barry goes in for the touchdown. Now you can see that again as you've edited it by turning off your CAMS control, rewinding it, and then watching it again.
Wow.
And that edit you did before is all there in that replay.
That's correct.
All right, so this is not just sort of football simulation. This is TV director simulation, right?
Exactly.
All right, so if we can get back to the game a minute now. Can I play another person using Front Page Sports Football?
Yes, you can play another person. You can play against the computer. When you're playing another person, you can either have two joysticks, a joystick and the keyboard. And sometime in 1995, we expect a version of this to be up on the Imagination Network, so you'll be able to play against other people that are next door or across the nation.
And in that coach mode where I'm picking the plays, where you're showing me right now, where do those plays come from? Can I design those plays?
You can. You have some stock plays that come with the game, and you can also go in and edit those plays from our play editor so you can make them your own.
Okay, Front Page Sports Football. That's our look at computer games. We'd be interested in hearing about your favorite games. You can get into the act here by talking to us online in the Computers on Television forum on CompuServe. The command is Go Chronicles. Thanks for joining us. I'm Stuart Chaffee.
Thanks,
See you here
Stuart.
next time on the Computer Chronicles.
It was great, man. Thank you very much.
Computer Chronicles is made possible in part by Hewlett-Packard, developing technology that lets you manage your PC from anywhere on the network, anywhere in the world. HP PCs, you're taking a close look at remote.
Additional funding is provided by LaserJet
HP
printers from
LaserJet
Hewlett-Packard.
printers.
Everything from a new color solution to models designed specifically for small businesses. HP LaserJet printers. You do your job, we'll do ours. And the Software Publishers Association. Video cassette copies of this program are available. Computer Chronicles also publishes a companion newsletter containing details on products demonstrated.
The Chaffee letter. Personalized letterhead. Chaffee letter. You get it from the man himself. He sends you that. $32. What a bargain. You get the whole fucking shebangle.
And information on program topics. To order a video cassette or a newsletter, call 1-800-800-9520 or write Computer Chronicles. Please specify program subject for tapes. All orders include a free software program for
You get a fucking floppy disk with SPA written on it.
auditing software use and information on the definitive guide to keeping your organization's software legal.
Yeah! Woo! Yeah! Good night, folks. Thanks for watching. It's been a great viewing.